Welcome in, y'all, to another episode of Our Sistas Keeper. With your good sis, you love to talk TV with, and
Your girl Ellie Nick giving it to you when I give it to you, but always in the nick of time.
yeah, and y'all let us know early on, is the audio where the audio needs to be? Do Erica got the audio correct before she gets to hooting and hollering and doing all of this and all of that? Please drop a 1 in the chat if the audio is good. You can hear me clearly. There's no reverb. I tried to check for y'all because I had dropped the ball last week, but we here. And then while y'all are
Here.
doing that, also, please let me know your ratings in the comment section down below. What are you rating this episode on a scale of 1 to 10? Episode 18 of season 9. Sounds good. Sounds good, Janelle. Thank you so much, boo. Thank you, Auntie Lady 5. Allie sounds bad? What? Why does Allie sound bad? Hold on. Hold on.
What's echo? Am I echoing?
It was
Am I
cutting out for
low?
me for a
Like
second.
it was.
You're hearing an echo from Allie. Huh? Well, Allie, you're not using a mic, right? You're using just...
No. I'm not using this my
Let me
phone.
see. Drop y'all's ratings while I check. Allie, go ahead and keep talking while I check. Let them know what you rating this episode
Okay.
while they drop their ratings.
You know, I don't know what I rate this episode. We probably have to come back to me a little later because I don't think that it was a bad episode. In actuality, I really don't think it was a bad episode. I think for me, what is happening is they did such, I'm giving the writers props. I think they did such a great job with placing Karen on this level of like the drastic change within her character and within her storyline and what she's about to do with her life. That a lot of these other things, like with Danny and Andy, seems trivial. Like I understand what's going on with Sabrina. I think that's a heavy conversation. What she's about to experience with Damani, but it's just like some of this other stuff is just kind of like, how long are we going to continue to see Fatima and Hayden go back and forth when they're supposed to be partners or working together? But I don't know. 'Cause I don't think, like I said, I don't think it was a bad episode, but I'm not really sure what I rated it. Maybe a 5.5, maybe a 5.56, somewhere around here.
Yeah, I agree like so much. Hold on, y'all. I'm working on Allie's audio. Um, I felt that too. And I was trying so hard, right? Like I was trying so hard to not turn it into a damn rant of like, oh, this writing is terrible. I hate it with my breakdown. But somehow I just got there. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Pure audio mic with no processing. I think this is...
I sound like I'm underwater.
It doesn't sound like... I can't hear the echo in my ears, but I can hear the echo on the live for you.
Do you want me to close out and come back in?
I don't know if that is going to... Let me see.
Okay.
Bear with us, y'all. Bear with us. Okay, Ellie, let me get some tests from you real quick.
Okay, testing 1 2, testing 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Everybody make way, party people coming through. Somebody says the team are messing with the chat. That's Robin. That is hilarious. That is absolutely that is absolutely hilarious.
I switched one setting on yours, and I think it's a little bit better, but it's still a little bit of reverb. I feel like that might be a Discord thing, which I will have to probably look up after. It's not the worst, right, y'all? It's not like so terrible that you
Okay.
guys can't stand it.
Janelle said it sounds good now.
Okay, I just switched to
Mine
like,
is a little
okay,
better. Okay.
okay. Um, yeah, it's so inconsistent when it comes to the storytelling. And then when you do have just stories that are finding their footing, that are, engaging in a way that makes you want to lean in, but then you cut back to make sure that you give screen time to some bullshit. It winds up tainting the whole entire experience. And I think that that's such a, what you said, which is such a great way to put it. And I'm glad I ain't finished my breakdown, because now I can like calmly deliver that, I think, because I have had it, Ellie. Like I think I have had it. And I talked about this in my breakdown, which y'all will see. Because there are people every now and again, well, stop watching the show. It's not that simple. It's not that simple, especially when you are thinking about representation, and representation is important to you. And this is all we have right now when it comes to the conversation around Black women navigating life and love in America. In reference to like consistently, Harlem is gone, Run the World is gone, Girlfriends is older and gone. So it's not as easy to like just quit, at least for me, just because of that. And then also Karen is one of my favorite characters across anything, honestly. Like she is definitely like top maybe 10 or 20. I haven't, maybe I should do a video on that this year where I actually sit down and think about it. But yeah, I think that you really hit it, because you do have the beautiful fruition that we're walking into with Karen's storyline, and she's glowing, and it might be an exit, and like that is soliciting all of the feels that come with that. And then you have Sabrina now being thrown again into something with some meat on it. But then also I'm apprehensive to even get engaged with Sabrina in this particular part of the storyline, because they don't commit. I feel like they give the great stories, they give the things that could have a little bit of legs to them, could have a little bit of meat on the bones, and they play with it. But then the things that are most trivial, the things that are slight, the things that are just like, child, what? They spend an entire season on. They have these full ass arcs dragging it. Like even Zach with the whole "who's my damn daddy," y'all are literally repeating lines. They repeated
Literally.
lines
Oh.
in a row. Like that is something to be said about that. So I don't know, child. Let me read some of these ratings before we really jump into this conversation, because we didn't already.
Okay.
We didn't already started to go there. Welcome in, y'all. Thank you so much for your patience at the top. Hey, Kayla B. Hey, Demetria. Hey, Brandon. How are you, boo? Hey, Trina. Hey, DNC Greatness. Hey, Tracy B. Hey, Vaughn. Shout out to our moderator, Vaughn C. How are you, lovely? Hey, Robin K. Let me know if I'm too loud, y'all. I'm really up on this mic today, so let me know. I can make adjustments. Hey, Auntie Lady 5. Welcome in. If you're new to the chat, if you're new to the live, welcome in. Demetria, did I shout you out, boo? If not, how are you doing tonight? Hey, Davey099. Hey, Kelly Hester Jones. How are you, boo? Hey, The Nino Show. Welcome in, y'all. Welcome in. Maddie Hart, Shell Jones. Shout out to all the members in the chat. Y'all just warm my heart with y'all's members tags behind your name. Thank you so much. Hey, Lady Live. Hey, The Chosen One. Hey, Angie. It's a lot of y'all in the chat tonight. Hi. Welcome in. Hey, D Lovely. I think that's everybody. Hey, Joan. Hey, Keisha. Hey, Riley. If you missed last live, there was a moment where we were talking about, because we were preemptively like talking about Andy and her mama in that conversation, and I took a moment, I believe, or was it in my breakdown video? I can't remember. It might have been my breakdown.
I think it's your breakdown when you went a little
Okay.
deep about the boundaries, about it was your breakdown.
Okay. My breakdown video, I was talking about my therapy journey, specifically tied to parents, and my journey with my parents, but then also someone posted a comment and I responded to them and listed 3 books that were great references for me. So y'all can go ahead and check out the comment section of my breakdown video if you had questions, or if you wondered or wanted more resources and you're navigating a very complicated or interesting journey with your parents and you need support in that regard, you can check that out. I have that available. I need to go and pin that comment, but it's on episode 17 breakdown video. Thank you so much, Ellie. Hey, yeah. Riley. Hey, Regia, how are you, boo? Hey, Tiara, welcome in. TJ, welcome in. C Walker, Mimi loves peace. Welcome in. Y'all are with us. Janelle rated it a 5.
Yeah.
D Lovely said a 6.5. Tam B says Karen 10. The rest question. Tracy B says a 5. Karen just gets 10s across the board every single time. I says that I'm peeking, y'all. I'm a little loud. Sorry. Brandon says a 5, kind of blah, except for Karen scenes. Mary Davis gave it a 5. The Chosen One gave it a 5. Yeah, Ellie, I think you spot on, boo. Everybody else rated a 5 too. Jones says I give it a 4 or 5. Alicia a 5. Yeah, y'all over it. Y'all over it like Summer Walker. Cause hell, we over it too. You change your rating to 4 because Y is BHD. Sabrina job. When I tell y'all that was it for me, y'all knew I was gonna come in here with the lowest energy because I'm like, I got other things on my mind right now in life, y'all. But when that bald-headed demon walked his ass through that damn bank door, I said it's up and it's stuck tonight. It's up and it's stuck.
Why is he here?
Why?
Why is he here?
I gotta get the audio together because I can't be hollering and screaming.
I thought we were done with him. Take him wherever Jordan is. We ain't seen Jordan since they put him in that car when he was drunk. We ain't seen brother since. Take him where Jordan is. Because why, girl, when he popped up at that, when he opened them doors and them flowers that looked all dingy to be damned, I said, I can't. Why, Rich?
Welcome in, Journey with CC. Digit to be damn goes crazy, Ellie. They not. They're the most raggediest flowers that he could find. He is the damn personification of bare minimum. Bald-headed ass bare minimum. That's what you are, Rich. Ugh. And you give that to this girl while she's also fighting off another thick bearded ass demon with his light-skinned, big four-headed ass ex-girlfriend, now current girlfriend. What the hell are we talking about up in here?
I don't know, I have this thing. Don't show up at my job. Like, don't show up at my job. I don't even like people popping up on me unannounced. But the fact that you're here at my place of employment, we work for the same company, and you think that it's in your best interest to show up here to have this discussion,
it's wild.
I have been advocating for Sabrina to show her behind at this job. But then I had to take it back because I have to remember who I'm talking about. She's going to piss me off because she's not going to give the type of energy that I want her to give. She's not going to give the energy that I want her to give. You want me to tell everybody you're a baby guy? I said, that's what you came up with? That's what you came up with.
I don't understand, Ellie. I don't understand how it's not blocked from the first call. From the first call. You would have been blocked. Then you show your ass up at my job. I'm immediately leaving, clocking out since I don't do no damn work in this bank anyway. And a restraining order will be had. But since we here, we're gonna start at the damn end and get there. Sabrina, what the fuck do you mean that you had a verbal agreement? This is where I need the writers to step outside. I promise I'm not gonna jump you. Or am I? Because that's not how this works. As a part of the conversation, especially when it's a stranger, even if it's a friendly stranger, giving you his damn sperm, y'all have to establish rights going into that. So you mean to tell me that you allowed this character to go into this conversation, to go into this circumstance, and forego actual procedural legal formalities, all so that you can throw this back in her face at the very end as if she didn't do her damn due diligence, when you literally framed the whole conversation as if she did her damn due diligence the whole entire time. So you really just set her up to be robbed. This is a loaded non-win that y'all allowed the audience to believe was a goddamn win. Because through the whole damn trajectory of what was that debacle, the relationship with Rich and his jealousy, Dominique showing up as a damn knight in shining armor, now all of a sudden it's completely not that. We literally walked away and said, well, at least she got her embryos, regardless. And now we're here. And I'm not even mad at that conversation, because there's a conversation to be had. But y'all should have built that in from the beginning. I don't like them pulling out of left field that don't even make sense structurally, which to me means that y'all believe the audience is stupid as hell. And I'm not taking it back. Like, I really believe that y'all think that the people watching the show are all dumb as hell. And maybe I shouldn't say this, but I say a lot of that I really feel, and maybe I shouldn't say. I know that some of y'all are dumb as hell, but I'm not. And at some point, I need everybody to get a little bit more madder, because they think that y'all are dumb as hell. And this is a great example as to how.
It was originally for me when they were having a conversation while she was at home, he was in the car. And she literally said, we had an agreement, like you literally signed an agreement. He said, I know. Then, when she's speaking to Maurice, she says, he signed an agreement, well, verbally. He didn't sign anything. So
which one is
as you stated, which one is it? And when Maurice is the voice of reason, and Maurice is the one with the wisdom in the room, when he said you should have went to Andy and had her draw up a contract, I'm supposed to believe that Sabrina never considered that, never thought about it. She didn't do her due diligence to make sure that, hey, the embryos are mine. And in fact, she even said it to Maurice. He agreed that the embryos are mine. Like, you went on this long spiel only to reveal to the audience that there is no written agreement at all. It was something that you guys just communicated that can be proven. Because I can lie and say, no, we never had that conversation.
And honestly, sorry.
No, I'm just Sabrina. That's all I can say. Sabrina.
And for me, it's like it's twofold, Allie, because Sabrina, you didn't have the foresight to go to Andy, fine. But then also, what kind of janky ass operation are y'all running down here at the damn fertility clinic / hospital? Because y'all actually have to set up, not only y'all tested both of the fathers for like viability and all of this, and a paternity is established. This is also a part of it. There's contingencies when you do stuff like this, and don't ask me why I know. When you do stuff like this, they have to be very clear, because they need to know what's going to happen. Not only if you actually go through the full process and you go into like actually implanting your damn embryo so that you can have a kid, but what happens if you die? That is all stuff that not only he would have to sign, but she has to sign. So y'all going into this, and her doctor and all of the people that worked with her, knowing that she was not in a relationship with this man, but she was in a relationship with this man, because this man was the one showing up to doctor's appointments with her, but she got both of their damn sperm, and then found out along the way that this one don't have no damn viable sperm, so we going with this one. That would have been a part of the conversation, period, if the doctors and if the technicians that were responsible for facilitating this damn process were on top of it. So now, not only do y'all want me to believe that Sabrina is dumb Denny, and I know a lot of y'all like to call her a dingback, I really don't believe that Sabrina dumb. I think that she passive. To me, she never gave dumb. But you not only want me to believe that her ass don't have the foresight and or is brushing up against dumbness as it pertains to this. Meanwhile, during a certain period of her life, this was the most important thing, the thing that she couldn't get off her mind, the thing that she was solely focused on. It almost compromised her damn relationship. She's so laser focused on this thing, but she forgets this one part. And you want me to also believe that the doctors, the reputable doctors at this reputable hospital that you have her going to every single time that we're seeing the process of this fertility journey happen, are also dumb as hell and also allowing certain things to slip through the damn cracks. You want me to believe both? while you also are having a conversation around malpractice tied to maternal death rates. What the hell is going on in the show, writers? Because now you're asking for too much, and again, it just leads me to believe you think I'm stupid.
Yes.
Ellie, you
Yes,
just look
to all of that.
flabbergasted.
Girl, y'all, when I was literally watching the episode, I was flabbergasted because, of course, the opening, and we'll get to that. I was on such a high. Then when we get to Sabrina, I said, "What is happening here?" As we got further into her
Yeah.
story, more so when she came to the bank and was with Maurice, because I had it out for the money. Because how dare you? First of all, just the audacity, the unmitigated gall to even come to her. When that man said, "My fiance is completely against it," baby, I don't give two damns what your fiance is for and what she's against. You nor her have no authority or dominion over my body, over my embryos. And I was riding with Sabrina all the way, still am.
Still
But
am.
when we got to the conversation with Maurice, I said, wait a minute. Instantly, I'm pissed off at the writers because there is no way that Sabrina has gotten this far to even fertilize the embryos to know the sex, and there has been no proper paperwork signed between her and Damani in what world? And this is kind of stuff that pissed me off when you're trying to, conjure up or cultivate a storyline, and then you pull out something like this, because to me there could be so many things that could be done with this storyline with
So
Sabrina
many.
if you wanted to, initiate conflict or whatever the case may be, but you would go this route to now Damani is requesting her to get rid of the embryos, and now he's so concerned about these fabulous sons that may come about. You weren't concerned about that initially. And then you bring up this whole, excuse me, your fiance. Well, I'm calling her because I don't like her. And I saw the preview for next episode, and I want Sabrina to put hands on her a little bit. But for this woman to come and speak, first of all, I'm going to need her to be on mute because you have no say-so at all concerning anything. And then try to make Sabrina feel bad, so you just trying to appropriate a stereotype. And baby girl, we don't know you. We don't know you. We don't like you. We don't want to. You don't exist to us. You're just a body. You don't exist. The money, I'm gonna need you to get your fiance because I want to know y'all was broken up at the time. You are the one who told Sabrina that who to offer your sperm.
Offered
To
it.
offer this. She
Offered
didn't
it.
ask you.
Her man
You
at the
offered it.
time called her desperate, trying to trap her, and you bring your ass into the chat like, "Hey, I'm here. I'm an option if he's set tripping."
Okay.
And can we park here for a second, Allie? Because the character assassination has to be studied. The way that they choose to discard characters when they decide to discard them is quite literally diabolical. And yes, I take shots at the writers and I'm questioning the writers and all of this, but at the end of the day, y'all asses getting paid to do this and I'm not, right? So any idea they could take with a damn grain of salt. This is y'all show. Y'all do y'all thug thizzle. But if I was in that damn writer's room, the way that my pen, the way I would be pushing my pen to bring Dominique in, even if it's bare minimum a 10 episode arc. Y'all mean to tell me you gonna have this man come in here, drop a bomb, like throw the embryos in the goddamn trash, and he gonna be out in 3 episodes? It's not enough time. It's not enough time because the Damani that you introduced, Damani, the Damani that you introduced to us came out of nowhere, caring, insightful, empathetic. And now all of a sudden he's just not those things because Light Bright with the big ass forehead is in his ear? No, there's something to be said about that. There's something else going on there. You need to have the internal thoughts or the confessions coming from Damani about what compelled him to even approach Sabrina. But we're not going to get that. They are heavy into the confrontation of it all. Where is the, and I have brought this up before, I don't know if y'all remember, where's the switch in tactics? Manipulative ass people who ultimately are focused on what the hell they want to get from somebody switch tactics when they realize the thing ain't working. So she told you no on the phone, you brought your ass in the bank. That's a switch in tactic. You went from verbal talk to physical confrontation. Now that the physical confrontation is not working and your damn girlfriend has escalated it, now the option, which they are not going to do, but baby, this is what Erica would have been saying in that damn writer's room. Now it's time for him to butter back up to her. Apologize for coming at her this way. Apologize for the damn girlfriend. Start to solicit a damn friendship with her again. Remind her who the hell you presented yourself to be in the beginning in order to try to coax her into doing the thing that you want her to damn do. That's going to take at least 3 episodes in and of itself. But no, y'all just going to give me Dominique straight from the pits of goddamn hell when he was the same man we was rooting for a season ago because he showed no flaws. That's not how this works. And it's not how you actually keep an audience engaged and take people on a damn story. The thing is, it's like, niggas like Dominique exist. Cool, but tell their story. And I feel like at this point, I'm just beating a damn dead horse because we get these characters and they don't fully tell the stories, whether it's the supporting characters or the damn main characters. Karen, the only one who have a little bit of justice to her character, y'all. I know she's been through hell and high water, but she's quite literally the only one that they gonna tell the damn story. They gonna beat the drama for 40 days and 40 nights when it comes to Karen. But when it comes to everybody else, they in and out. Now all of a sudden his ass might as well be Cruella the damn Vil. You want her to throw the embryos away and you're not gonna explain why? You're not gonna explain why you walked into her damn life, explain to her that you would support her, and you gave it to her with no strings attached. He literally told her with multiple conversations, whatever you decide to do, that's what I'll support. If you want me at the appointments, I'll be there. If you don't, I won't be there. Now all of a sudden that big-headed ass Light Bright is back into the damn picture. Things have changed. What else is going on? Because yes, she could be applying pressure externally, cool. And you could be back into that situation, cool. Y'all could be about to walk down the aisle, cool. But what the hell else is going on? Either this Damani is the real Damani or the one that I met was the real Damani, and we need time. We need episodes to be able to see and unravel which one is the real one. Even if by the end his answer is that he still doesn't want this, there needs to be a journey, but we're not going to get it. And I hate it. You're not these kids' dad. Like, at the end of the day, let's also talk about that. You gave your sperm. You're not these kids' dad. I don't want to be out here having a bunch of kids, one of them. You're not one of them. Because your ass did not shoot up the club and ghost me. We were not in a relationship. You claiming that you love me, rubbing on my goddamn back, and then magically disappearing. That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. And I'm pretty sure that that's part of the conversation that they have with your dumb ass when they take you down at the hospital to take your little beady-headed ass swimmers. All of that is in there.
Yep. It just makes no sense because either way, as you stated, we have seen Damani tell Sabrina several times that he's behind whatever decision that she made. So whether she wanted him to be a part of their lives or not, he was going to abide by that. Now all of a sudden it's just it's a travesty if you are not there to father these kids. You were not, it's a possibility you weren't even going to be in their lives anyway. So now, as you stated, going back to what you were saying about the story, what does it matter to you now? Because your fiance has some say so, or because she feels what she doesn't want you to have biological children with another woman? At the end of the day, Damani, you made a decision. You offered something that no one requested or asked of you. And this is what it is. So she's going to have to live with it. He's acting as if Sabrina's going to be coming after him for child support or emotional support. She doesn't need, no. As she told that man, what I do with me and mine is my business. It ain't got nothing to do with you. The fact that he said they're mine too, no, brother, they're not. They're not. That's like somebody going to the sperm bank. They donate their sperm, somebody use it. And then, you know, your child is a celebrity. You come back and say, oh, I help with that. You did what? If you don't get the hell
out of my damn face,
please, expeditiously, because what are you talking about? It creates the conversation, but it just does to me it's more of a con than a pro, because now it's like, as you stated, this is not who we were introduced to. And they have a tendency to do this with these black men. They come in, they're a certain way. It's like, okay, no one's perfect, but yes, we actually do like this person. And then you will assassinate their characters and turn them into someone who we have no idea who that person is.
In a split
Who is
second.
this? In a
In a
split
split
second.
second.
Don't
I
care.
have
Don't care at
whiplash.
all.
And at this point, this season alone, this is the second character we're watching it happen to.
Yes.
I don't understand. I know you don't have the answers, but what would you say is the reason that you think that they're using this tactic when it comes to these characters and the discarding of them?
I honestly don't believe that they know how to create or write a positive exit. Don't get me wrong. I think, like, especially when you're in relationships, some things just end badly.
Mm-hmm.
They end on a bad note. There may not be a resolution. You may not get closure, and that's fine. And it is a part of life, and that does happen. But you don't have to turn them into complete assholes in order for that to happen. Or I look at, like, specifically with Sabrina, I feel like they do not know what to do with her character. So you've had her
Mm.
coasting and skating. We're getting close to the end of the ninth season. We're on the 18th episode. Well, we got 4 episodes left. Oh, let's cause this. Sometimes I think the writers for Sistas, they want the big whoa
Mm.
instead of just writing the story. And to me, they've been doing it for so long, and their big woes always fall short. It's never what they think it is. Like, to me, it never hits. Honestly, and this is no lie. If Aaron wasn't presented, because I think about the first cast photo that they took back in season 1, because it had Aaron, it had Calvin, and all of them.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly think that if there wasn't such a connection with Aaron and Karen, I think they would have done him the same way. I think they were gonna do him the same way when they presented Curly Sue, can't think of her name right now, that showed up at
Jennifer.
Karen's salon. Jennifer, thank you. I think that was gonna be like their thing to try to shift this character. Like, oh, he can't be this good. There has to be something wrong with him. He has to be hiding something. And I think that they were gonna use that and change their minds, because that was the perfect way to do it.
Yeah.
But I don't, like you said, even with Tony, same thing. And they don't drop nuggets throughout the season. Like, we never saw this man even verbalize to himself, dang, I don't know how I gotta make something shady. They, like, maybe have Danny walk in and he, stops talking. None of that. It's, oh yeah, I lost $10,000. This has never happened before. What? It's so jarring. It is so jarring, like, it doesn't make sense. And it's like, what are we supposed to do with that? Like,
Yeah.
really, what are we supposed to do with this information? But, of course, like you said, I don't have all the answers, and I often wonder, about that, because I really wondered why. I was really sitting with this question, not pertaining to Sabrina, but with Tony. I was like, why did the writers decide to go in this direction with this particular character? And it
Mm.
just made me really think about not what he did specifically, but just the whys. And I started just thinking about all of the people that has been in Danny's life when it comes to men. And the why pissed me off. And now my why could be wrong, but I feel like anytime they try to usher in another man into Danny's life, they have to assassinate the one that she's currently with.
Mm.
And why are you bringing another man, another interest into her life at this moment?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm in a in a relationship. I don't cheat, but I want to usher, because the same thing. She had just committed to Preston in the same
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
You found yourself in this entanglement with Tony. Like, you were attracted to him. You wanted to get to know him better, but you just committed. Just sat on Karen's couch and told your girls, yeah, he's my man now. We're committed.
Yeah.
Same night. You with someone else. So I don't know. Because it makes me feel like, do you not value the character of Danny, that
Mm.
you place her in that box of she has to always be attached to a man? It's nothing wrong with being single. It's nothing wrong with her being single.
Mm-hmm.
And then y'all drop, oh, now she's back in therapy. Y'all ain't gonna do nothing with it. I was happy to see Creature, but I know they're gonna piss me off because they're not gonna tell the story.
Yeah.
They're just not. They're not.
Real quick, going back to Damani, and sorry y'all, sometimes I'm gonna say Domini, sometimes I'm gonna say Damani. I don't really give a good goddamn. Y'all know
Me
who the
too.
hell I'm
Mm-hmm.
talking about. Okay. Um, even with just watching the episode and now having another hour to think about it, I just have so many ideas for how they could have achieved where the hell they're damn going that would have still honored the character. So for me, if I was to answer the same question, I'm gonna lean into laziness, and I know it's taboo to talk about. It's either laziness or not enough support behind the scenes, so maybe they don't have enough time to get these scripts done. I don't know because I'm not back there, but you want to push for her, Damani, to push for her to get rid of these eggs. He's a well-to-do man who works at this bank as well. I would assume he has either a lawyer friend and or a lawyer. The first introduction to this concept could have been a damn notice for termination, because he was applying to terminate the embryos, to which Sabrina is also CC'd on, because what? Y'all are now telling us that they co-own these embryos because he didn't sign the proper paperwork to release all of his ownership over to Sabrina. That should have been the first thing. The first thing that we're getting, and I'm saying should have been, but could have been. Let me say could have been, because I can't say should. This is what's percolating in my brain of how we could actually honor the character that you gave us when he first entered the conversation, and then how we move forward. Y'all could have had him. So y'all could have had him send paperwork, right? That she's CC'd on, to which she now has to reach out to him of like, what the hell is this that's going on? Now you're in the conversation of him wanting to get rid of these eggs without him having to be this random ass loser ass aggressive ass man that we have never seen him be. But the conversation is on the table. Well, you know, Sabrina, I'm in a relationship now. My fiance is not actually on board with this, so I wanted to see if we can go ahead and because you haven't impregnated yourself yet, there's still time. There's so many more words. There's so many more words that Domini, the insightful, emotionally intelligent, seemingly moving with some effort and intention, that man would have used with Sabrina, but all y'all gave him is you need to get rid of the embryos repeatedly. This man had so many words when he was offering up his stupid ass sperm, and now all of a sudden all y'all give us is you need to get rid of these embryos. That's it. That's just a thought. That would have helped this for me. That would have helped this go over. We would have still arrived at the same place. But there would have been some storytelling. There would have been some Easter eggs laid. There would have been something. This feels like a complete 180 from the Dominique that we met. And now we're in the thick of this drama out of no damn where. Sabrina's foiling. You also have done no character development to shore up her ability to advocate for herself. So I'm not even fully sure that Sabrina's not going to cave. Now, lucky for us, they do introduce, as a part of the conversation, they do introduce, oh, well, in the state of Georgia, that actually would be considered the big M. Which I'm like, okay, that's going to be our damn saving grace there, because Sabrina loved the cave. And I do think that part is the part that they're doing a little bit of research on, because the state of Georgia is the same state that about 6 to 8 months ago kept a black woman's body on life support in order to incubate a baby after the mother was no longer with us. Kept the body on life support for 4 months. You got any thoughts about that, Allie? Oh, hold on. Let me see what y'all saying in the chat. TP has negative reviews when it comes to the men of color. They should have a verbal agreement on paper. They should. Keisha says it's sad, but the show is the best these writers will probably do. The way these storylines don't make sense. I've seen better on Tubi with a $10,000 budget. TPS has too much money for this. They kind of do.
They do.
What are your thoughts on the added element of she can't actually get rid of the embryos because they're in the state of Georgia?
It kind of made me feel bad for Sabrina because it's like she's stuck between a rock and a hard place. The way that they were presenting it in the sense of you can't do anything with these eggs. Like you can't progress with them,
That's
and
what
you
I'm
like they're
confused
just
about. So she
there.
can't now, if she decides to
Me
implant
too.
them tomorrow, she can't do that because he has to give. Y'all want me
Consent.
to
So
believe that
that's
Sabrina left it up to her having to contact this man 4 to 5 years from now for him to consent to getting the damn eggs implanted versus him signing a release form at the time of collection?
yeah. I was just like the way that they're presenting, the way that they're twisting their story for us to believe. That's what they give. They're like she can't do nothing because they're gonna need his consent. And being that the lady was like, you'll just see us in court because I'm like, okay, well, Sabrina, did you lose out on this? Because you don't have any documentation. You don't have any proof. You don't have any recorded conversations between the two of you. You just have this man who at the time could have said, I was in agreement with doing this, but now things have changed. We don't have anything in writing. And it just makes me feel like y'all really doing this to her. I did a video today because they had released like a new trailer or whatever. And I was just like, I'm just convinced that y'all don't want Sabrina to have nice things or a good man. Like
Or
that's what
anything
I'm
at
believing.
that.
Yeah,
She can't have a decent ass
yeah,
storyline that y'all actually commit to. Do the extra research, dig in, and give her some good ass dialogue. You won't let her keep a goddamn good man because you won't give her a good man to begin with. And then she gets some damn
hmm
embryos, succeeding in later a later fertility journey than they actually suggest, only for her to not be able to do anything with it. So now she's going to what? Pay to store these eggs that she can't terminate because of the state, and she can't implant because of doofy ass Damani.
yeah, yeah.
And they're going to wrap this storyline up in the next 4 episodes, Allie.
Oh, next 4 episodes.
There's
The
too
next four
much
episodes.
to even fathom that, but that is exactly what they're going to do. And then Sabrina's going to be back to
Yeah,
doing dumb season 1. I mean,
yeah.
episode 1 of season 10. Did they shoot season 10 already? I think they did.
Oh, it's been done. Yeah,
Okay.
it's been over. And it's like, look how long we've even talked about this topic, and they're about to be finished with it within the next 4 episodes. Because it's a heavy thing. Like it's a heavy
It
thing, but we can
is.
wrap it up. We're gonna go ahead and wrap it up in 4 more episodes, and that's gonna be it.
The stuff be right there. It be right there. This should be Sabrina's whole arc, fighting for her embryos. But we
Mm-hmm.
gonna have her
But no,
getting
want to make
offered
a
Molly with doofy ass, unemployed ass Rock. And that's gonna be the top of her damn on the top of her mind. Becoming a hoe is gonna be more
yes.
important than Sabrina. She spent all of this season figuring out how to hoe when she should have been figuring out how to solidify her goddamn embryos and her control over her future kids. Y'all got me chopped and screwed. Welcome in Nzinga, and I saw someone else just came in. Regia? Did I say Regia already?
Yeah, your Regina's been in. Yeah.
I saw somebody. Just Danielle, that's who it was, I think. Welcome in, y'all. I guess we can go ahead and move on. The Sabrina of it all infuriates me, but I don't mind the storyline of like
Mm-hmm.
control over these embryos. It's just the way they're executing it. And honestly, that really be the thing. The ideas when it comes to Tyler Perry and within the Sisters universe, the ideas do be there. It's the poor execution. It's the overcommitment to the mediocre, and then the non-commitment to the things of substance that actually matter, that will move the needle, that will offer up additional conversation, additional perspective, who could give your audience something to go off of. How many women are navigating the fertility journey who are deciding to freeze their eggs now and are trying to figure out if they're going to go the route of somebody that they know or a damn stranger, and what that all entails. You could be showing it on the screen for us, and yet and still this is what you decide to give.
Yep.
And to Allie's original point at the beginning, if you got Maurice as the damn voice of reason, you already know we've been led astray. Now, no shade, Maurice, but that
Ran
just is what
amok
it
and led
is.
astray.
Where are we going next, Allie? Because when you really think
Oh,
about it, this episode was kind of a hot ass mess with Karen on top.
yeah, yeah.
Like I think I was giving the episode way more credit than I should, because it was a
Because
hot
I
stinking
think
mess with Karen on top.
it
Look at how
was,
she was looking.
it was. Because it was like, it really, think, because I think Sabrina had the more meatier storyline, her and Karen. And
Mm-hmm.
it's like when you think about Danny in therapy and Andy and her mom, it was just like, and even the mom conversation could be like of some substance, with what's going on with their dynamic. But it's just like one of them things where I don't care no more.
Yeah.
I don't care no more. We've had 9 seasons of Andy, and I'm trying to figure out when the hell did Andy stop wanting children? Because you wanted to be married with the family a few seasons ago. Now you don't like children. Since when?
Um,
Okay.
Allie, I think that this is a thing that she has actually said before, but I can't remember when.
See, and that be the flip floppy because I remember her crying in Karen's salon in that back office. When do I get a good man? Where is my family? Shit, where is it?
I know she's cried
So
about
you
men,
think
but I don't think this Andy. I feel like the Andy that I know has never been big on kids.
she may not have been big on kids, but I know it was something that she said she desired. And don't get me wrong, they haven't made it as I think evident. Like to me, I would say
Mm.
that Karen and Sabrina had a strong desire for
Mm-hmm.
like the family unit. But I think like with Andy, even if you don't want kids, it's okay. I got you. You don't want children. I guess we can go to Andy and her mom.
Yeah.
Her mother, I was like, this character is just so familiar, so like, I know this woman. And I think you did a great job with your trailer breakdown when you discussed the dynamic between Andy and her mother. And I talked about it briefly, I think in the video I did today, where I was like, you have these mothers and you have these family members, and I've dealt with it myself. Back in the day, well, when you gonna have a baby, and when you gonna? My response when my family would ask me that, I said, I will have a baby the moment that you commit to financially taking care of them, helping me financially take care of them. And that was my response to everybody because I have seen people who have felt so pressured into having a child that they've had, let's say 2 children. They can't support them financially.
Mm.
They begin to ask their family members for help, and then they get, well, I don't know why you had them kids. I don't know why she had them kids when she knew that she couldn't take care of them. But then you forget the pressure that you put on this person. And some people crack under the pressure.
Mm-hmm.
But it was all fun and games when the kids didn't exist. But now that they're here, you want to coin her as a bad mom, or she don't have the means. But that ain't what she wanted in the first place. Or she wasn't ready for that step, but she did it because of the outside pressure the family is causing. So looking at Andy, and it's so interesting how Andy is a lawyer. Andy is a partner. And her mom said, I wish that your life was something that I could brag about. Excuse me? Her being a young black woman in a predominantly white male field, it ain't too many, brown spots in that law firm. And you're telling your daughter that she has not accomplished anything in her life that you can brag about, that you can be happy about. That said so much to me. So much to me. I say, yeah, baby, it's time for Mama Barnes to get gone. I'm glad that she exists because it does create the
Mm-hmm.
conversation that a lot
Mm-hmm.
of black women feel, and,
Yep.
and that's a lot of people's reality. But it's just like it's so disheartening and it's so unhealthy
Yeah.
when you see these dynamics being played out because we know how real it is.
Yeah.
But that just blew me. That just blew me.
And I know y'all don't like it, or not y'all, but like some of the most vocal people be so pissed when I bring up the patriarchy. But that is all the it
Girl.
is. Yeah. That is exactly what it is. Andy's mama's commitment to the damn patriarchy is why she finds no value in what her daughter has chosen to spend her life accomplishing, because she is not at the side of some goofy ass man. Any man. Just grab a man. Do he got a penis? Okay, cool. That is the patriarchy at perfect work. And y'all wonder why people say, or why I say, we need to be decentering damn men, because it has these women doing and saying dumb ass things, committing to perpetuating generational ass traumas and generational ass curses. And no, that does not mean that I want all the damn women single, but I want the women aligned. I want the women fulfilled. I want the women navigating lives that bring them damn joy and accomplishing goals they came up with, not that somebody else came up with for them and then projected onto them because they couldn't accomplish it in their life. Whatever you decide to do with your life, mom, is what you do with your life. Leave mine the hell alone. The way this storyline hits so hard, specifically because I've already traversed these waters and I feel like I have made it out, and I don't give a damn what you think about what I'm doing. My litmus test for my life, for how I'm living my life on an everyday basis is, am I happy with the decisions that I'm making? Am I happy with the thoughts that are coming to my mind? Am I happy with the people that I have in my life? Am I happy with the amount of love that I am able to facilitate within my community, within my family? Am I happy with how I appear in the world? Not one of those things is am I concerned about what my damn daddy think? Is my happiness indicative of what the hell my mama values? And this is no shade, because I love my mama and daddy dearly. Love y'all down. But when I release myself from the shackles of their separate expectations, because Lord forbid you have some parents that's no longer in the same house, so now you contended with two separate things. My mama is one type of woman. My daddy is an immigrant ass man. The things that I was expected as I was navigating life, wild work. The way that I know peace now, because I have liberated myself from committing to fulfilling prophecies that this is supposed to be for your life. Dad, if this is what the hell you want, you go do that. Because I don't feel called to that. I don't feel called to get with any man just so I can say that I have a man. I'll be damned. I will leave this earth by my motherfucking self before I put a man on my back just so I can have him in my bed. And that might as well be gospel for Erica. Here, me and my grandmother has this conversation, I feel like once a week, and I talk to my damn grandmother every day. I went to the damn woman doctor today, so I'm debriefing my grandmother, and she's just like, well, I don't know what you got going on. When somebody's sensible ass, emotionally intelligent son, then that's when things will get percolating, because otherwise, no. To your point, Allie, we want to have the conversations as women age. Where your kids at? Where your marriage at? Where your this? Where your that? But then the women who settle for the men that they run into at the times in their life where they don't know themselves. When they run into at the times where they haven't figured out their damn goals, so they allowed this man to tell them what they wanted, and that's not actually what they wanted. When they cave to the pressure of whatever the hell their damn family was. When those women do that, then you're also talking big cash shit a decade in, because she can't control her kids, because she never really even wanted these damn kids, because the damn man didn't left her because they wasn't even aligned. All of the things going on, Erica don't have them problems. Which is why I stand staunchly on the side of tell your parents what it is and what it ain't. First of all, figure out the life that your ass want to live and commit to it. And anybody who got a problem with it, tell them what it is, what it ain't. And if you need to, tell them where to go and how to get there. No matter who the hell they are. Because it's wild to me, Allie. It is so wild to me how normalized it is for people like Andy's mama to just sit across from her and say that. Why ain't you married? Well, where the hell's my daddy at? Since we asking questions. See, I'm the smart ass one. Maybe the generational curse breaker, if you will. This is why I'm the black sheep in my family. A little bit less now, because niggas have made peace with the questions that I've asked, with the conversations that I have forced. When they have, lived a little bit more, a lot more people in my family are more accepting of what I come to the table with. Now that they then had a couple lumps and bumps, and they like, okay, well, maybe Erica wasn't on some bullshit. Maybe she really just wanted me to be happy, and she wasn't just... So but this is what got me to be the damn black sheep of my family, because I'm not just taking whatever somebody say just because they said it. Why would you say that? That's the first thought I have. Why aren't you married? You brought your ass into my office at my job, to your point, to where I am a partner handling clients with millions, if not hundreds of millions of dollars in net worth. All intents and purposes successful, and I don't have a man by my side, but you bring your ass to my damn job to say, why am I not married? Why? What's the intention there? Oh, because you want to be able to brag on me. You deciding that you can't brag on me even though I have accomplished more than enough things for you to be able to tell your goofy ass friends about is a you problem, not a me problem, baby. And honestly, I guess it's a little bit reciprocal, because what do I have to say about my mama? She's a raggedy ass, conflicted ass church person. I can't brag on that. So I guess we just two peas in a non-able to brag ass pie. Get your ass out my office.
Oh God. Get out. Get out. I feel you on that. That's hilarious. Yeah. Yes to all of that. And just so Andy's father died.
Oh, did
So
he?
he gone. Yeah, and I think that's I'm glad that you even asked that
Damn.
question
I'm
about where
sorry,
the dad
ma'am.
is, because
I didn't know he was dead. I
I
thought he
did
just left your
I did
ass.
no, he died. I had to bring it up because I never forget we were informed about that when they took Andy them on that bus ride. We found out that her father passed away and her mom worked two jobs to support her after it happened. They used to catch the buses and
Oh.
all that stuff like that. So it really was interesting to me how but I was like, the way Andy would talk about her mom, like it really never gave meant to do, a well to do, but it gave me that maybe I was under the impression that her mom had a certain image of Andy that just wasn't true, because it was that one time where Andy walked into Karen's apartment when she was like, you still messing with Rico? And she was like, oh, girl, I need to talk to your mama. And Karen was like, talk to your mama. She was like, oh, tell my mama about Gary so she can die? Girl, please. Like that. So I was like, okay, well, maybe she knows enough about Andy, but maybe she
Mm-hmm.
doesn't know everything about Andy.
Mm-hmm.
But even now we know, when mama came back, and we know, oh, mama knows about the cops in your hen house, ma'am. Mom is on, she knows what's going on. And like you said, the thing of having firm boundaries with your parents, like the conversations that you will have and the conversations that I'm just not going to have, we're not going to discuss that. Like me and my dad, we don't have like a daughter dad type of relationship, but we do have a relationship. But I'm mindful of what I share with him, because I don't have to share everything, and I'm not at liberty to share everything. And it's like, also, I feel like you're not owed that,
Yeah.
because we don't have that type of relation. Like me and mom are super close, and it's very. I would say out of everybody that I know, she probably definitely knows me the best and knows most of the stuff that I've done. Most of, you can't tell everybody everything, but she knows most of the stuff that I've done. And when I look at other people, like that pressure of family, that pressure of marriage, and I know a lot. I would say about 98% of my close friends, they are all married with children, and a lot of them are struggling
Mm-hmm.
badly. And my heart goes out to them. Like, I pray for my friends all the time, because it's like, I mean, hell, the kid's here now. You can't do
Yeah.
nothing about that. But it's like,
Yep.
you weren't ready. It happened prematurely. You know what I'm saying? Yes, your children are a blessing, but them things are expensive. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you're not in a position to truly take care of them, and then you got this pressure, oh, I just brag about your life. That could be such a humiliating place to put your child in, because a lot of people want to make their parents happy. You want them to be proud, but it's like what you said. Get into that place where I'm comfortable. Am I okay with the decisions that I've made for the day? Am I okay with the decisions that I've made for my life? And to me, that's what really matters. If you can look at yourself and be proud of yourself before you go to bed every night, that's what matters. Mama may be disappointed, daddy may be disappointed, but guess what? They will get over it.
And
And if
honestly,
they
they
don't,
shouldn't be. That's the tea there. My
correct.
thing, my beef is like, and this is yet a one of Erica's fucking mortal enemies. It's like, y'all are so damn committed to passing down generational ass trauma. you decided to marry young, or you decided to have me at whatever age and your ass wasn't ready. You didn't know who the hell you are. You didn't know what you wanted to be. So you did the best that you can. And thank you, Mom. Thank you for doing so. And I'm not speaking specifically to me. I'm just saying generally.
Yeah.
Thank you. But I don't actually have to do exactly what the hell you did and end up exactly where the hell you are. In addition to kids being expensive, the part that it pisses me off the most, it's not entered into the conversation enough, is that you are also responsible for shepherding children. And that's the part that we miss. We just talk about feeding, clothing, and housing them. But what about their mental health? What about their emotional stability? One of the big things for me is I do not want to be a single mother, has never wanted to be a goddamn single mother. And I made decisions because that is something that I literally refuse to damn do if I can help it. The only way that the Lord is going to get my ass into single motherhood is if I marry a well-to-do ass gentleman and then I am widowed. Here, because I am trying to do my due diligence so damn much that won't be a thing for me. And that I don't want that to be a thing for me, not because I'm taking shots at single mothers, but because I don't want to subscribe to that particular struggle. And also, I don't want to subscribe my kids to a certain struggle. I want to have children when I know not only can I financially provide for them, but I can emotionally support them. I can mentally support them. I can spiritually support them. Because part of your job in shepherding kids and rearing kids is creating an environment for their full self to flourish. And it's not their full self to flourish to be a mini me, or their full self to flourish to be what I think is best in this world, but it's to be the best version of them, whatever the hell they decide for that to damn be. And do y'all know the amount of effort, the amount of energy that it takes not only to be able to birth and rear a child in that alignment, but to find another person who is in line and aligned with you in reference to how to raise kids. But we're not even doing that. We out here having kids with that we are not even aligned with lifestyle wise. We don't have the same goals moving forward. We don't have the same plans. One of the things that stick out for me is how many men I know that still got a little bit of beef. Like they not as vocal as they used to be about it. But if my kids are gay, you immediately off the list for me. I can't have kids with a man who got a problem with the kid gonna come out gay. Because what the hell are we supposed to do about that? But that's not even a conversation that's coming up. We're just birthing babies and then subjecting them to certain things. A big, like a tenet for me when it comes to kids, and I think about it, is like, I want to be the type of parent where my child does not have to recover from their childhood. Full stop.
Thanks. Thanks.
But thank you, Andy Mama, for coming on screen and showing us 92% of the goddamn goofy ass mamas brigade. You the president, wanting for your daughter something that she don't even want for herself. And don't get me wrong, like I get it, right? Like when I chose not to go to medical school, that was a stern 2 years of my life, baby. When I tell you I was literally fearful to tell my father I was no longer pursuing medical school because I was still so steeped in like, I gotta make this nigga proud. I gotta honor all of his sacrifices. I gotta, no. If my parents are not proud that while I might not have everything and all the money in the world, Erica is living an autonomous ass life. She wakes up in the morning doing what the hell she wants. She goes to bed at night doing what the hell she wants. She wakes up in the morning thanking God. She goes to bed at night thanking God. She is eating what she wants. She is flying kites on random ass Saturdays. She is happy. She is at peace. Nobody's goofy ass son is putting her ass through hell. She's also not projecting her unfulfilled goals on some kid that she birthed and some like. If your ass ain't proud of that, I don't know what to tell you, Bookie Butt. Try again next kid. I don't know. Next lifetime. I don't know. Andy's mama has plenty to be proud of. But because you decide to put your value elsewhere, that is 100% on you, baby girl. And for me, you're going to have family members like that. But this is also why, to your point, Allie, like the boundaries have to be strong. And while my cutoff game is stronger, I will disassociate from people who have terrible ass energy and project their stupidness onto me. Once I identify it, your ass is cut. because I don't have no type of time. Life is too short. It might feel long, but it is too damn short to be playing goofy ass games with family members who want things for you that they don't even want for them damn selves, but then also don't even know why the hell they want it. Why in the hell is you bragging on me being a mom going to be the highlight of your life? What are the things that's inside of your control, mom, that you can actually go ahead and actively achieve? Because this one right here gives pipe dream, Bookie butt.
I
Y'all,
mean,
I'm
that's
sorry. Because I could talk about this all day.
but I think that's good because I think it gives a great perspective because we have very different dynamics with our mothers. So I think a lot of people can relate to what you're saying because I'm reading the comments and I think a lot of people can relate. You know what I'm saying? So what you are saying, even with your dad, like you were saying about because of his sacrifices and because of what he's done and because of him being an immigrant and things that he may have experienced, like I want to make him proud. But getting out of that mindset to recognize and acknowledge that at the end of the day, Erica wants to be proud of Erica. Erica wants to make Erica happy because at the end of the day, it's just you. You have to be content with the decisions that you make about your life. And that's literally like, okay. And I know for me, like when I be telling people that I don't care, I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Like if I tell somebody I don't care, I literally don't care. And people be like, "That girl, you care." I don't. I know people who listen to my videos and I be like, I don't give two damns. Baby, when I say I don't give two damns, that literally means I don't even think about it. I don't think about you. It doesn't even come up in my thought process. And I feel like what someone does with their life. I'm the type of person where I want everybody to be happy. I want everybody to get what they want out of life, just as long as they're not hurting others in the process, like
Yes.
intentionally hurting somebody in the process. So it's like what you do with your life, if that's between you and God. I'm not gonna lose no sleep. I'm gonna pray for you, and I'm gonna keep it going because, like you said, baby, life is too short. People got issues going on, stuff going on behind the scenes, and I don't have the luxury. I don't even want to consider it a luxury. I don't give a lot of thoughts to what that person is doing with their life. Like, and I think that's why a lot of times when people ask me like to talk about certain like reality shows, I think certain things are fun. I just don't watch reality TV. I don't care what they doing though. Like I
Yeah.
don't give a damn. I don't give a damn what they doing over there. Like I really don't. And it's just like because at the end of the day, be happy with your life.
Yes.
Nobody can live it for you. Be happy with the decisions that you make. You gonna, face some hard times, some challenges. That's what it is. But I know for me, when I go to bed at night, when I close my eyes, I am happy with the decisions that I made. It was something that I felt like I could have did better. Okay, when that come up for me again, I'm gonna pass it the next time. You know what I'm saying? But it's
Yeah.
like when you thinking about the little things of having, not little things, but having a child, as you talked about, like having a husband. I'm not trying to be no single parent out here and don't want that. And you do the things necessary that's not a part of your story because it's your narrative that you're writing. And I refuse to let someone who's not going to live my life write any type of chapter in my book. You don't get
Exactly.
that luxury. You
Exactly.
don't get that luxury.
And for me, so much of like the media that I've been consuming reaffirms my philosophy, period. But um it's been reverberating in the last like 2 months in media for me of like you only get one life and that's the one that you get to live. Like for a while, my very early 20s, while I was still pursuing medicine and then had launched my blog in grad school and like was immersed into journalism and like interning with Vibe. And then like I remember my little intermediary that I was like buying myself time with was I got a job at Maryland's organ procurement company where I was a skin processor, and we had 4 days on and 3 days off. So 4 days on, I was there and I was like, okay, this is buying me time. So when my father asked, why am I not in medical school yet? I'm working. I'm working in the healthcare field. Like I'm getting additional experience. I'm doing internships and volunteering at this hospital, which ultimately gave me the insight that I needed of like, yeah, this is not what I want to do. But
Mm-hmm.
on them 3 days, I was on a megabus headed to New York. doing my internships that were giving me additional experience as I was like building this other thing, which is ultimately which has led me here. And I bring up that particular point because there is a point sometimes where you are trying to make the people that you love happy because they are articulate about what they see for your life and what they deem as successful and how they actually see you. And I live that too. So like for one instance, I'm living this life. So when my father calls, it's all about the lab and this and that. And this is, I did this volunteer hours and this, I'm retaking the MCAT on this day, da 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 da. But then for me and my fulfillment is like experiencing all that I was building outside of that. So then you try to like fit two lives into this one life and it's like it don't fit. Something has to give. And I think I would enjoy the storyline with Andy more if that's the direction they were going with it, because I think I think it was Regia, she asked the question about, do we think that this is impacting how Andy navigates with men? It could. So many of our parents, and it's not even no fault of their own because they are doing what they were taught, and then our grandparents are doing what they were taught, right? But they are perpetuating these toxic cycles and this problematic thought process. In Andy's mom sitting across from her complaining that she's not married yet and saying that she can't brag on her is ultimately her trying to reaffirm an internalization that Andy should get her validation outside of herself, which is a dangerous thing. Like, yes, you should be able to be supported by your community and your family, but oftentimes you have to leave your city where you from to go out and learn that it is just you out here in this damn world. And yes, some people can like how you look, can like how you think, can like how you talk. Shout out to all of y'all who affirm me every day. But you also have to like yourself. You have to like your decisions. You have to value yourself first. And parents like Andy's mom project their own things, trying to bump you out of the number one spot in your life to put them, because it scratches the itch for them or gives them some level of importance when they should be focusing on their own life. And it becomes, to me, perpetuation of trauma, perpetuation of these toxic ass cycles. So where you're building foundations that aren't actually built to last because they're built on you and your mess. One of the things that like helps me navigate my relationship with my parents, as I mentioned in my like breakdown video, is when I realized that they were people too. And when that light bulb went off for me, it not only is like, okay, they're people too, they're people with their own There are things that my mother is insecure about that I am not insecure about. And that did not happen because she taught me to not be insecure about it. It's like the opposite. I had to reparent myself to be confident in areas to where my mother still struggles to this day. And that's like work that we have to do. And I'm going to bring it back to Andy and her storyline because, okay, the mama says, why are you not married? The mama says, okay, I can't brag on you. All Andy got is like, we're not having this conversation, but you are. She's keeping you in this conversation. You keep being rerouted in the conversation. And to me, this is a opportunity for the writers to dig deeper. Because Andy, you're making active choices against what you have been raised to do or normalized to do, but you can't articulate the pushback so that there can actually be some type of growth there, specifically within y'all's relationship. So when y'all leave this scene, your mama goes off to still perpetuating the goofiness that she just says to you. We're just going to delay it to another conversation, and you just have to wait for the other shoe to drop because you know this conversation is spinning around the block. My family got sick, well, has got sick of me, but then got over them being sick of me because I taught them how to love me correctly, or their asses were rewarded with my absence.
That's a fact.
I'm sorry I'm on a soapbox today.
No, I think that's good because it made me even want to go into the Karen and Aaron story when I think about the mothers, because we found out some information that we didn't know, where Karen was like, who helped you pick out this ring? You know, and then we found out it was Miss Lisa. And what we have witnessed of Miss Lisa, a lot of these times when it comes to Aaron, she always will question Karen about her assurance when it came to being with him. Like, are you sure
Mm.
you're not doing this because of Zach? Are you sure you're not doing it? And we didn't even know that Miss Lisa knew about, Karen, about Aaron proposing, and we definitely didn't know that she went with him, to help him get
Yeah,
the ring. But it just goes to show that even with our parents, when they want to, they can change.
they
They can
can.
reposition. They can, and they can reposition their position in your life. I think Miss Lisa just had to get to a point to where it's like, hey, regardless of how you may feel about Aaron, what you may feel about Aaron, this is the man that your daughter loves. So you might as well just get with the program, man. Go with the flow. So I was happy to hear that. I was happy to
Me
hear that
too.
before we got to
And
that part.
sometimes you are the thing that's forcing the issue for the parents' change. I know I have been. The way I have shifted
Yeah.
my immigrant ass daddy, y'all, he was sick of me for quite a while. Some of the pushback that I didn't found in my body. But I say that to, like, when you give the example of Miss Lisa, it makes me wonder, and like maybe we can just sit here. I know we dragging a lot of things out, y'all, but these are the most interesting things, and y'all know we like to add a little extra sauce. But bringing up Miss Lisa, Allie, now it's percolating in my mind. Was Miss Lisa comfortable with Zach because she experienced the life of mostly Zach's? She wasn't with Karen's dad. Was she
Mm-hmm.
standoffish about Aaron because she had never experienced the Aaron, so she was more comfortable and felt like her daughter would need her with a Zach, so she was able to advocate for that because that was new territory for her, which to me ties into what I was saying about sometimes your parents have their own and their advice for you, their mentoring of you, their tutelage of you, whatever you want to call it, is steeped in whatever blocks, whatever arrested development, whatever junk they are navigating in their personhood. They can only give you their best. And sometimes their journey stopped well short of where the hell you are. Do you think that that could have been one of the reasons why Miss Lisa struggled with navigating Aaron and Karen's relationship?
I do. I think you hit it right on the head because I remember Miss Lisa telling Karen that Zach basically made her think of her father. They were young and he was, doing his thing, whatever the case may be. Because I remember her, she said it multiple times about she could see her dad in Zach. And it also made me think about as well when Karen would speak to her mom about, Aaron being too perfect. He just don't seem real. She would basically be in agreement with that narrative
Yeah.
that Karen was saying. So it makes me, it goes back to, as you stated, I learned years ago. I look at my parents as people, and I've had that perception for a very long time that they are people, they are flawed, and they are on their own journey. And I don't penalize them for that. But when you become a parent, there are certain things that I feel that you must do when you choose to take on that type of responsibility. But I do understand they're on their own journey in this thing called life that we've only experienced once before. We ain't never been here, but we know every right thing to do. But when it comes to Miss Lisa, she's someone I wouldn't even take advice from her because of the lifestyle that she led.
Mm-hmm.
We saw her, initially, you always in the desert with somebody, then you liking men younger than your daughter, you know what I'm saying? So it's
Yeah.
like, but she had so much, like, to me, disdain towards Aaron, so much attitude. I'm like, this man has never disrespected you. He's never done anything for you to have this type of energy towards him. But then again, you don't even the way that Karen didn't believe he was real, you didn't believe he was real. And then it's kind of like you don't even believe that that kind of love exists and that your daughter could even be a recipient of it. So when you really, break that down, that's why that gospel song where they say sweep around your own front door before you try to sweep around mine, if people would just deal with their own shit, you won't have time to worry about nobody else because Miss Lisa, baby, we can break these little 3 minutes we done gave you, we done broke you down.
And we're
You
going to
didn't
go a
believe
little
it
bit
was real.
further. One thing, it's
Go
easier to
ahead,
deal with
sis.
other people than your own.
It
It
is.
requires a little bit of courage to deal with your own so then a lot of people are cowardice. That's no shade. That's just me being honest and telling you like it is. Tam B says we cooking with hot grease tonight. I'm going to cook a little bit further because when you brought that up, Allie, the insecurity is cool, but can we touch on jealousy? Can we
Mm-hmm.
touch on how sometimes your mama is jealous of you? I didn't know
Mm-hmm.
that was a thing until I went through a season of experiencing it for myself. And it blew my mind. here blew
Yeah.
my mind. And that is no shade because we all experience feelings sometimes of wanting what somebody else has or why them. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but that is not exclusive to random ass people that you meet. That is not exclusive to your friends. That can be family. And that family can also be your mama. It could be your daddy. It could be your damn grandmama. And I'm just thinking of Miss Lisa of like, it's one thing for you to be insecure and seeing your daughter navigate a relationship that you have never experienced, but did you want to experience it? And now are you resentful that it never came for you?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting,
And
Miss Lisa.
I mean, it is because it makes me wonder. Maybe that's why she entertains the type of romantic relationship she entertains. You entertain young men because you know there's really no future there. You just having fun with it because maybe the window in which you thought you could receive that type of love, you may feel that hey, I'm too old, so I might as well just do X, Y, and Z over here. But the reality is, to me, as long as you got breath in your body, you're always in a position to receive that. But the way I look at Karen, there were certain things she had to do within herself
Yeah.
because the love was presented to her. She knew how it made her feel, but then that feeling of inadequacy: do I really deserve this? Can I? And I thought about it because I had so many thoughts about like, okay, if they go to Seattle, are they going to give them a spinoff? Because that's still up in the air. That still could, greatly be a possibility. And I thought about I don't know if people know Scotty Beam, but she's like a influencer or whatever. And I was listening to this podcast. It was a couple years ago, but she was dating Shannon Wallace, I think is his last name.
Mm-hmm.
And she was talking to her friend, and she began to get emotional, and she started talking about how like she did not want to mess up the relationship because it was like one of the best. They're no longer together. I don't know what happened, but she was saying that she didn't want to mess up this relationship. And I think that a lot of times when you begin to receive something that you've never had, I was like, what if Karen, they go off to Seattle and she's around all these Christian people that she tries to play the role instead of just being herself. Like,
Mm.
I don't want to mess this up. I don't want to do anything to make him look. And it's just like, which I think is a strong possibility, even with the ring,
Yeah.
even
Yeah.
with the saying that I do. It's like it's still kind of like, I know I got you, I know you got me, but oh, now that we're here, I don't want to do anything for
Mm-hmm.
this not to be, my reality. And going back to the jealousy thing with Miss Lisa, I think that's dead on because I think that a lot of times when people are jealous, they want to keep you in the same level they are.
Mm-hmm.
And I think sometimes with parents, and you hit this too, the desire to be needed.
Yes.
You know that
Oh
Aaron
my
gonna take care of your
God.
baby.
Oh
Aaron gonna
my
make sure that
God.
Karen is okay. But with Zach, I don't know why he don't. He not,
Mm-hmm.
my
Mm-hmm.
baby need me, and now this
Mm-hmm.
man coming to take. She ain't gonna need me no more. So nah, Aaron, I ain't rocking with you like that, bro. And that's the vibe that definitely when you break it down like that, that is
And
exactly the
it's
vibe
not
that Miss Lisa
always
was
as
giving.
clear and intentional. Like she could be moving subconsciously with that and not even really
Mm-hmm.
understand that's why she's doing what she's doing. Because so many people are not reflective. I am a very reflective person. I question everything, y'all. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
Erica, why did you think that? Why did you just say that? Even after my lives, I'll watch it back and I'll be like, damn, why did you?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I feel
You
you.
sure that's
I
what
feel
you
you.
wanted to do?
I feel you.
But I am a person who's very much so committed to evolving and to living the best life that I could possibly live and to being the best person I could possibly be with all of my flaws, with the spirit of I will cuss your ass out. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I am always just trying to navigate, what that looks like. But there's a lot of people who don't, and they wind up doing themselves a disservice because they never really understand what makes them tick. They never really get to unearth some of those things. Um, so yeah, maybe Miss Lisa has been jealous.
Strong possibility. Because I didn't even think about that. I didn't even think about the episode when she walked in on them after they had sex and Aaron was getting ready to like get like he had a towel wrapped around him or the sheet wrapped around him and she was like, yeah, I don't need a naked preacher in the room while I'm talking to my daughter. I said, Tree, you didn't have to say that to my baby.
You
You
didn't.
didn't have to say
You
it,
didn't.
but it was always smart. Like, it was always, and she never did that with Zach.
Mm.
She never did that with Zach. And the times that when she would come at him, it was just like, hey, I
But
think the only time I really
Ellie,
saw it was Zach. Go
you
ahead,
know
what you go
the
ahead. Because
added thing. Zach needed her too.
he did.
It was a need thing.
He did. Yeah. Mm-hmm. He did. He didn't have a great relationship with his mom, so he
Mm-hmm.
miss him and he loved Miss Lisa. You're
Yep.
like you're the substitute in my life. You know what
Yep.
I'm saying? You're not just Karen's mom, you're kind of that figure for me as well. So that
Mm-hmm.
goes back that desire to be needed. My baby, she ain't with him no more. That's a person, one less person who needs me.
Mm-hmm.
Now my daughter over here with this man and he seems to be like a good guy. That desire to be, that is such a dangerous place to
Yeah.
be in. And
Yeah.
like you said, like some people said in the comments, some people move that way subconsciously, not realizing. Like you
Mm-hmm.
said, I'm one of them people too. I ask about everything. Like, well, why would you say that? What caused you to do that? What, like, I'm that person because
Mm-hmm.
I've been in situations before where I've done things haphazardly or whatever happens. But it's like, no, I want to be better. So okay, could you have done that? Could you have said it a little differently? Maybe. Well, if given the chance, would you do it again? Would you do it the same way? Probably. So that lets me know, Alicia, what's going on? What's going on, sis? Because you ain't trying to change jack. Like, what's going on? But I just think that, like, with sisters, it's so much there and so little at the same
Yes.
time. Because it's like when you have these introspective conversations and, like, we can just dissect Miss Lisa just with being jealous and a desire to be needed. Just to
And it
be that
doesn't make
be,
her a villain, it
conversation.
makes her human.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
The same way, like, I can point to the negative experiences I've experienced with my parents and like how I was made to feel or trauma that I feel like I had, but I love them to death. Like, those is my
Mm-hmm.
dogs. Like,
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
them in this life. And I can also be
Yeah.
honest of like how whatever impacted me. Certain things that was said. I've been trying to vlog lately, y'all, and I'm doing a better job, but I ain't edited nothing and posted nothing. But I'm gonna give y'all an example. My grandmother, bless her heart, y'all have heard her a couple times on the channel. If you watch my Beyond the Gates video, she done made a little cameo here or there. She has a unhealthy allegiance to commenting on people's weight.
Okay.
I don't know what it is about the spirit of wanting to do that, but she consistently does it. And it has been a thing that we struggle with as I was like navigating adulthood, coming into adulthood and like finding my voice and smelling myself, all of the things, right?
Yeah.
And one of the first things that I pushed back on her with is like calling me fat. Like, she would just do that. And she does it to like all of our family members. But I was the one who was like, girl, and so is you. We're not doing that. So she made a comment to me on the phone a couple days ago because I recently started again walking 4 miles a day. And like on Sundays, I try to do a really big long walk. So I'll do like a 14-mile walk. And like there's certain things that I've like switched back into as I'm like navigating my healthier lifestyle. And she's just like, well, you do all this stuff and you still look the same. And I'm like, well, maybe it's for my internal health. Like, I literally took a second, had to breathe. And my first thought was to pop off because I got a slick ass mouth. But I'm also in a season with my grandmother where I deeply value her and I understand her so much better now that a certain amount of years have passed, now that certain conversations have come out, speaking about like how she's grown up in certain things, right? And long story short, I was able to like diffuse and like redirect the conversation. But one of the things that I bring up to her, she hasn't done it with me in a while. This is the first time she's done it with me, but she's done it with another family member. And she's like, will outright say like a month ago, she was like, so-and-so, you getting so big. Why are you so big? And I'm like, Grandma, you cannot say that. Like why do you feel compelled? Well, they are. And is it bothering you? Like, well, no, it's not bothering. Like, I literally have gone through and like unpack with her the need to say it. And honestly, it's just a thing. And I have equated it now to like, she's from West Virginia. This was a thing. I think that our great grandparents and our grandparents were raised in such a society that like focused on like looks and like was well much more steeped in like this perfect image and like you need to be like this. And now we're in a place where we articulate certain things. We're less fat phobic. We're like all of the things, but our older generation is not. And I'm in a place with her where I value our relationship and I understand her more and I know that she loves me. But also, girl, not too motherfucking much. And that becomes like, that becomes the dichotomy as you're like navigating relationships. And it could be something as not benign, because that's a big thing, like this borderline and fat phobic, but I don't even know why I brought this up as an example, Ellie.
But were you thinking about how we was talking about Miss Lisa and the understanding of her character and why she may have?
You can only, like, people can only do their best. And like the conversation around knowing your parents, and in this case your grandparents, are people too. You also have to understand that they have their journeys, and their journey is something completely different. One of the things that I struggled with in my early 20s was like looking at the world like everybody knows what I know and I am here, right? So everybody is either here or everybody is ahead of me, and I'm always having to catch up. Like, I had this disposition for so long. It took me forever to shake it. It's like, that is not the case. And it's, for me, especially not the case for all the people directly around me, because I'm from Baltimore, my mother's side. I'm from Baltimore, Maryland. My mom and my grandmom are from West Virginia. And in Baltimore, my mom's family, these niggas haven't left the 25-mile radius. But you took your ass to New Orleans to go to college. You done did this. You done did that. You done played in Hawaii. Like, girl, you have experienced so many things. So no, everybody isn't operating on that same place that you're at. And it doesn't make the things that they do okay. It doesn't make the things that they say okay. But you got to use that as information so that you know who you're dealing with. You know who you're talking to. So yes, thank you for bringing it back for me, Ellie. So when I deal with my grandmother, I know who I'm talking to, and I pick my battles with her because I also, in knowing who I'm talking to, I also know her intentions.
Yes.
Let me see some of these comments.
And that makes all the difference in the world.
So the same way. They were societal pleasers for acceptance. Yes, it's cultural baggage, 100%. And yeah, she thinks that she's being helpful, and it's like, well, who the hell you helping? You ain't. The same way that Andy's mama probably believes that she's being a good mom, or reminding her, girl, you didn't ticked off all of these to-dos on your to-do list, but you forgot about marriage and a baby. And she's like, Mom, I didn't forget, because that was never on my plan.
It went on my radar.
We didn't deviate so damn much. But honestly, y'all, this is what's giving this episode anything to worthwhile to talk about. Us being here has lit up my whole damn night, honey. Because if all we was talking about was the damn plot points, I fear we was gonna be in trouble.
And if we was only gonna talk about Karen and that proposal, it would have been a very short live.
Which also, Allie, like, let's go there really quick, because it's very much so giving lazy to me. Y'all gave us the proposal last episode. The proposal was not actually a cliffhanger. He proposed last episode, and she said yes last episode. So why don't get me wrong, I'm saying why, even though I will never have a problem with more Aaron and Karen visuals, but y'all are giving lazy because you start the episode off with that, like repeating what we have already saw, just adding a little extra on the end, and then you sandwich in the middle of it a whole play out from season 1. As if this is the strongest moments. Y'all could have given us a montage at least. To me, this gave so lazy, Allie. Because the flashback, you only went back to when he told her in the damn store that this is why he married a white woman and tried to make amends with peasy ass ice cream, when they have had so many other beautiful moments that actually solidified that goofy ass that amazing ass relationship. Y'all asses was asleep at the goddamn wheel the first 10 minutes of the show, and y'all lucky that I like these two characters and I love how they look together, and Karen looks goddamn amazing, that I'm gonna let it slide. But it was giving lazy. When Andy montage come up, we get 67 scenes of her and Gary and her getting her head knocked between. When it's a damn Zach and Fatima montage, y'all giving all types of scenes. But when Aaron and Karen come up and it's time to montage they asses, you just let the damn thing run from one episode? Boy, they.
We are here. When I tell you, I don't know what conflicted, I think, in the entire time I watched this, because when they cut that thing off, I was like, well, damn, how long y'all finna let this run? And then when they ended it, I chuckled in disbelief and said, that didn't make no damn sense. And I love me some Karen and Aaron, but it was the fact of that being the flashback they decided to go to and to leave it there. They didn't, first of all, they didn't edit not one part of that. They let that
They
whole
let it
thing
play.
play out. They let that whole thing play out. I said, now I thought they were gonna like chop it up, like maybe hey, you mind? I got some, ice cream too. Can I come in? Go to the introduction. Okay, then go to them when they first went to dinner and he was massaging her feet. Okay, the next thing, go to him when he showed up at her salon saying, no, you ain't got no client because baby, I booked you for the next hour. Like the fact that I'm just calling out all of these things I remember about Karen and Aaron, it really pisses me off. Because like you said, baby, it gave lazy. The fact that y'all reduced that moment to just that, oh baby, that pissed me the
And it was
hell.
not even their best moment. It quite literally was the
No.
pits of hell of their moment. It's literally their worst moment was when they met. And y'all go back and give us a flashback of when they were in the trenches for real. They weren't even in the trenches that bad when Karen was running her goofy ass after Zach and Aaron was like, listen, I'm still here. That quite literally was the bottom of their relationship. And y'all flash back to that and just say, let it play.
Let it play. Press play. No, don't stop it. No, let it go. Let it go for another 2 minutes. Said, what the hell is this? What is happening right now? Erica, I could not. I said this. I said, I know they're not gonna let this hold. Why are we watching this? I can literally go back to season 1, episode 2, and rewatch that entire scene if I wanted to. What is happening right now? I could not believe it. 9 seasons. 9 seasons worth of damn footage. And that's
We
what
didn't
y'all
even
gave
get them
us?
cuddled on the couch. They have had countless ass conversations while Zach and Fatima couldn't stop hunching on one another. Karen and Aaron were getting to know each other, and you showed us none of it.
Told us none
You
of
didn't even
that
show
moment
us
right
Karen
there.
in her preacher lady trench.
Baby. The girl was trying to stop
That red
shaking.
little trench was something nasty, wasn't she? Was working it, and y'all didn't
Baby,
even
she
give
was
us
wearing
that.
that. She was wearing that. Okay, baby, she was trying to be fully covered. Her little petite shape was still punching through. Y'all didn't even give us that. And that moment to me was so cute because I remember she was going out to eat with the girls and she told Aaron that she would really like if he was there when she got back. And he was like, really? Or something. And she was like, yeah, I love coming home to you. And she caught herself. And I said, yeah, baby, you would love to come home to him.
They didn't even give us that, Ellie. You would think we have no highlights. I might have to put together the Karen highlight reel because I don't appreciate it.
I couldn't believe it.
This was
I couldn't
diabolical.
believe it. A proposal. Her saying yes, her being ecstatic. And that's what y'all. That's what y'all decided to give us. Okay.
Hell, they could have given us with one of your favorite moments from your boy when he said that he knew God sent her.
Okay.
But y'all want to give us him talk about some ice cream after he just talked about white women?
That scene would have made me. I literally watched that episode the other day when he was like, yes. And I understand why Karen was a little like, what the hell? Because he's like, yeah, you don't. This is God. You don't feel it. She was like, like no, like, and Aaron was so serious. Like I knew this was meant to be. Like I knew. He knew, and I think that was episode like season 1, episode 8 or 9.
Yep.
Like the first time she invited him over for dinner, he knew, he understood because Karen thought he was coming there to have sex, and he was like, "No, I want to get to know you better." I said, "Baby, what? You too far." Even when Karen was fighting for her life, when he slept in her bed and his little friend was hanging out, and she was like, "How this supposed to work? Like y'all didn't give us jack." But she told him to hurry up and go in. I thought you had to use the bathroom. You hurry up and use the bathroom. You better run in there like a cheetah because I'm going to pounce on your behind if you don't get out of my sight. Like, it's so many moments. Like, it's so many moments. And I just could not believe that that's what they chose.
It's so many.
I couldn't believe it.
Okay, Danny's at because we got to move it along. Danny's at the therapy office. My issue with this, y'all keep sending her ass back to therapy. And it seemed like this ain't taken, and I can't get with it. Like, want to. This was one of my favorite storylines. Danny finally goes to therapy. Carisha's a black woman. Carisha's speaking that real until you get Carisha coattailing to Danny and her bullshit. Now she here running down her whole list of all the things that's going on in her life. And yes, there's a conversation to be had about cortisol. Yes, I don't have a problem with that. But where's the conversation about accountability? Because yes, there's a certain amount of things that happen in your life that are the fault of the things around you, the people around you, the circumstances around you, everything outside your control. But one of the most powerful things that happens in therapy is you being redirected to focus your energy on the things that your ass can actually control. And I get that you're having a cortisol conversation about that, but aside from cortisol, Danny been crazy. Danny been simple. Danny been hoeing. Danny been this. Her coochie just dried up when the nigga lost his job. So yes, we can test for cortisol, but while we're testing for the damn cortisol levels, can we also start to hold her ass accountable for the decisions that she's making and the lack of direction she has in her life? Because newsflash, there's no surprise that you walk your ass into your therapy office, sitting across from your therapist, wondering why the hell your life is spinning out of damn control when you never had control to begin with because you never had a plan because you were going nowhere the whole entire time. Ho.
With you. I was happy to see Krisha on the preview. And I was happy to see her on the preview. Because when we got into this conversation, when we got into this therapy session, that was my gripe with Krisha before. Because I felt like, what are you actually doing to help Andy? Like, honestly, if Krisha was my therapist, I would be seeking another one. Because I don't feel like, because it almost feel like you just, I don't know what she's there for. Like you said, the cortisol conversation, I think that is absolutely amazing because I think my levels are off as well. Because like
mine too.
Insomnia, can't go to sleep. I think I'm like that is very, yes, that is extremely valid conversation to have. I said, but baby, this other mess she's talking about, my boyfriend stole it. Brace yourself, it's a lot. My boyfriend stole from me. Not to mention, my friend over here think I'm jealous of her. There's no accountability. I said, I'm sorry, what? Then I met this other guy. He makes me feel, well, that's another conversation. I said, Krisha, baby, what are your inner thoughts about your client? Because Danny, I think for me, another thing that pisses me off, because I know we were both ecstatic when this was going to be like the storyline. I think we went into season 7 when this came about.
6.
And
into 6, wasn't it?
Season 6. It was one of the two. I can't remember.
No, but 7. Yeah, you're right, because and Danny running out and the girls tracking her down at the bar was the beginning of into 6, beginning of 7. Yep.
Yes. So I was happy about that. It really seems like it has turned into a mockery.
Yeah.
The therapy storyline, and Danny is someone who I don't hear this therapist talking about, as you said, the things that she can't control, taking accountability for the things that she is doing. Like, why are you concerned about Andy? Andy is not even a person we need to bring up in this conversation right now. It's about you. I don't see that redirection for Danny to focus on herself and her own issues and things of that nature. Because therapy, to me, Danny leaves therapy a little too happy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that you should leave therapy boggled down all the time, but it definitely should be in a position to have you thinking about the things that you and your therapist talked about. And we never see that happen with Danny and Krisha. So she may not be the best person, but I don't even understand why Danny wanted to talk to her. It just sounds like she just wanted to have a venting session.
Mm-hmm.
That's it, because Danny never looks at herself and say, how did I contribute to this? And I know I did get a lot of people saying, well, that's Danny's house. She should be able to leave whatever out. And on paper, you're correct. But if I'm a crackhead and I know I got crack and I don't want nobody to take my crack, and I got another fellow crackhead over here, you think I'm going to just toss my crack on the table and say, well, I don't want to walk out with that much crack on me. My crack going to be gone when I get home because it's in my house too.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand the logic behind it, but you got somebody in your house that ain't got no. When a man don't have a get up and go for his children and himself, I don't think I don't think much of him to do anything for me.
And you already don't
Period.
trust him. You already don't trust him in the life choices that he's making. You already don't trust him to keep the place clean and respect your space. You already, now you're in a place of not trusting him sexually because he's bringing up your dryness by throwing lube at you versus having a conversation. Hey, is anything going on? So those things matter, and that context actually matters. You already don't trust this man, but you don't want to erect the boundary of you actually have to get out because we've now entered into a season in our relationship that I'm not actually comfortable with, and I got to readjust and figure out how I move forward. So you're not comfortable with erecting that boundary and putting him out. That means now you have to step around certain things and create contingencies so that you don't continue to expose yourself and allow yourself to continue to be victimized by this man in a various degrees. So yes, he shouldn't have taken the money, but also you shouldn't have put yourself in a position for him to take the money because he is giving you nothing but red flags about his poor decision making, his lack of integrity, and to your point, Allie, his no get up and go. At some point, we have to be responsible for the environments that we are also allowing ourselves to navigate. Mm-hmm. I told y'all the family members who can't figure out how to take direction and learn how to love me if I'm providing tutelage are gifted with my absence. That's because I'm not putting myself in a circumstance for you to mistreat and or abuse me and then cry about it later. Those family members don't have access to me for that reason. Because at some point, yes, you should treat me better. Yes, you should love me. And I'm responsible in recognizing that. And when people aren't qualified for the damn job or are incapable of doing what the hell they supposed to do, I don't continue to give them opportunities to fail at what I know they can't do.
That's a fact.
Janelle says of all the conversations that can happen, they wanted to focus on cortisol.
Because you saw how much time Krisha spent on that.
A whole lot of time.
So much time was spent on that. I said, baby, what's the temperature? Check the temperature. Krisha said, baby, it's 68. I said, okay, that's the end of that. Why are we still, going on with this conversation? I said, baby, I just,
And my thing about this is, it's like, even if you're having a conversation around cortisol, perimenopause could be tied to that, but also real life stress. The real life stress that comes from the decisions that your ass is making in said life. So it all comes back to like what you should be dealing with her anyway, Carisha. And I didn't want to call bullshit, but I'm just like, not you giving a damn medical diagnosis when you are a damn psychiatrist. I mean, maybe you one of those ones who can prescribe drugs, but Miss Girl, your wheelhouse is supposed to be over here in the theory of it all, in this conversation. Why in the hell are you having primary care ass conversations? Yes, offer that up as an option, but the amount of time that she focused on it, I'm like, you quite literally could be a part of this cortisol conversation in her emotional regulation of herself and the decisions that she's making.
Yes.
Not in the damn chemical imbalance and in the nitty gritty of that. Let's focus on what's in your wheelhouse and what you actually can control as well, Miss Carisha. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I just, like I said, I was just happy to see her in the preview because I was like, where you been, girl? But then listening to this conversation, I said, you could have stayed where you was at, girl.
And then she fiddled for 30 minutes. Huh?
30 minutes.
So much about this was just my word. Okay. Are we going to talk about my least favorite?
What was your least favorite? Not the fan, girl. It's cute.
I don't want to overheat. Because, Allie, you know my least favorite.
I'm trying to think what happened.
Why my head is about to shoot off of my goddamn body.
Girl, why are we drawing the blank? What the hell? I'm trying to think what we haven't talked about. Hayden and Fatima?
His partner, Allie. His motherfucking partner, Allie. How the fuck are you partners within a established ass law firm to which you was actually seeking partnership with, but you lost to your co-worker and or colleague, Andrea Barnes, who happens to be the boss of said partner. And this is your partner, not in an entrepreneurial endeavor, but in some type of legal ass endeavor, and her ass still don't have a law degree. There's not a law degree afoot. But this is your partner. There's not a law degree afoot. But I need you to take lead on all of our clients moving forward so that I can go back and do my job that I know I haven't been doing. They got me fucked up, Allie, because what do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? Every week they give me additional ammo and evidence for my goddamn argument, and every week I gotta block some goofy ass people because they be talking big cash shit, and this proves me right. What do you mean your partner? The hoe don't have a law degree. The hoe got to step back to do the job that she's paid to be in the building to do, and she knows it enough to articulate it, and she's your partner. Ellie, I can't.
That was something that got me too, and this was a very interactive episode for me. I talked a lot to the television, and when we got to this part, I said, "I want you to meet my partner." I said, "You're a who?" Now I ain't gonna lie. Initially, I thought she was referring to Andy, but then when I saw Hayden, I said, "Wait. This is your partner?" So now Fatima is shopping for clients because you found out that she fired her lawyers via her story on social media, and you reached to her. I said, "Baby, what are y'all doing?" I've never in my life, and if y'all is some legal heads out there, y'all can be free to teach me or inform me or to help me with my ignorance. I have never in my life heard of a lawyer and or a paralegal see someone's story on social media, find out they fired their lawyers, and reach out to them. First of all, you would be blocked. Because even if I was considering your law firm, that is not the way to make contact with me. What the hell do you even say? "Oh, I see that you need representation. Come on down." Like, what do you say? What do you say to somebody? And that was just so incredibly just left field for me. And this is another thing too. For Fatima to talk about how horrible Hayden was in bed, to kind of always have a attitude with him, whatever. Why are you blocking? Why are you blocking? Girl, is he? I think he's scared. Why you said that, Fatima? This woman seemed incredibly smart. That if she wanted to give it to Hayden, she would. If she don't, she wouldn't. But why are you blocking though? Look who the hell you with.
Ooh.
You don't have nothing to say about nobody trying to get anything with anyone on this show. I just don't understand it. Don't get me wrong. Does Hayden get on my nerves? He absolutely doesn't. I even hate what they had him say about that woman when he went back in the office with Fatima. And it's just the fact that Fatima is spending more time on this job seeking out people, and we have yet to see her utter school work. Andy, guess what? I passed the test. Andy, I need your help with this legal jargon that I don't know that's going to be on my upcoming midterm or whatever. It's none of that. Yet I'm supposed to believe that this woman has the wherewithal and the wisdom and the knowledge to recruit clients. They're starting this women's sport thing. Like, no, it doesn't work. I'm sorry. It just It doesn't work. The way that y'all just allow Fatima just to skate through these things and then have a conversation with Hayden and tell him, as you stated, you're gonna have to run point. You won. You were never the point, Fatima. You are doing the dirty work. You're going over. You're doing the red lines. Hayden still got to look over what you've done. Like it. I just can't.
His degree is on every single one of these cases, which is why you can even have the goddamn cases. But we're not going to have that conversation. And we're going to allow Hayden, who will take any opportunity he can to one up any goddamn body, regardless of what they look like and what they got going on, decide to cower to Fatima when he literally has the upper hand. This is a new division that you're jumping into. And Andy was busy, couldn't actually support you in this, so you stepped in. Why isn't he holding this over her head if they supposed to be enemies? He just bows down now immediately, and now they cool. Now they twinning them.
Yeah.
Y'all are never going to convince me that my take on Fatima and how they have her in this goddamn universe is not the absolute 100% correct take. Because it's wild. The girl is running amok. Amok. Unchecked. Unfeathered. No consequences. No goddamn law degree. She got Chat GPT and Hope and Vibes and Zach. That's it. Make it shake. Bringing in millions of dollars apparently because you know how much money we making off the one WNBA player that we done brought in here and a couple of thirsty ass NBA players. Meanwhile, Fatima still makes an hourly wage. You get billable hours, which you do make an hourly wage as well, but you could also have a negotiated commission because what? You have a goddamn law degree. That's how that works. But she is still making no more than $25 an hour, maybe 30 at goddamn best. And you want me to believe we making all this money? How you gonna focus on your actual job? Yeah. She's an hourly employee. Oh, the things y'all lied about. Like, these writers, they are pushing me to my limit, Allie. When it comes to the Fatima lawness of it all, I am being pushed to my motherfucking limits.
I get it. I get it. It's my lawyer. Oh, he ain't got no name or nothing, not just yet. You know. I said, what? I ain't finna let Andy F up my money. I said, baby, it's just wild. Like it really is wild to witness. And then it's just people now. I've got to the point when people ask certain things in my comments, I don't even respond. Now, if I love, I'm just be real with y'all. If I love your comment and I don't respond, I'm not talking to you. Now, don't get me wrong. Sometimes but I try to respond to everybody at least once. If I don't put a love there, I didn't like your comment, and I don't understand why you're asking me. People who are asking me the questions of why does Karen love Aaron all of a sudden? Why she acting like she in love with him all of a sudden? I don't understand why people don't think that Fatima. Sir, I don't even answer them because you watching the same show that I'm watching. You go figure it out. The fact that Fatima, and even in the next week episode, the fact that we see Sabrina having a meeting with Fatima, I know you ain't going to her about like it's stuff like that. And then people say, "Well, I don't understand." Like, why you do? And if you don't, baby, you can Google. You can Google. It ain't that deep. It's really not that hard. It's just the fact that this is a character who can go in between the yellow tape, and she ain't a detective, and she can tell them how they found the person. She can take the chalk and do an outline, even though she ain't got nothing to do with forensics. That is exactly what we're watching. We are watching a paralegal act as if she has a law degree, act as if she can go and recruit clients. It's wild. It's wild. She does the liberties that Fatima has in her position is absolutely wild, and it doesn't exist. The fact that she came to the point to say, well, you know what? I think I might want to start doing the job that I'm actually getting paid to do. You got Andy out here with a room full of women and Karen who has had horrible experience with this damn doctor, and you just finally decided to do your job today.
Hell, when Karen comes in for the meeting so that she can even get those women together, you decide, oh, I'm going to go ahead and let y'all talk. Ho, your job is to take the minutes. What you mean you're going to let us? I'm at my wits' end, Ellie.
Yeah.
I am at my wits'
Yeah.
end with it. Here.
Yeah.
The most authentic thing that they did with Fatima in this episode was have her happy for Karen in this marriage.
Yeah.
That was the most authentic thing.
That was a very genuine moment, and I really did enjoy it. To see Karen and Fatima have that moment, and I do believe that she's genuinely happy for her. And just to see, like, you know, this aura that Karen has of just genuinely being happy. And I ain't gonna lie, I was being petty. I said, Fatima, it's been a long time since you've seen that on yourself, hasn't it? That being happy, that just, you know, that glow that you have when you're being treated, you know, properly, and things of that nature. Because I do still get people about, you know, how Fatima loves that. It is interesting when I see the dynamics. People would tell me how much Fatima loves Zach, and it's not just in her words, it's her action, it's all of these things. And when I respond to them, I tell them that it's amazing how you can say that to me when all the weight is on Fatima. You haven't said how Zach loves her. You haven't said the things that Zach says. You haven't shown that, but because Zach want to beat up somebody, that proves that he loves Fatima. Zach want to beat up anybody on any given Sunday. That's not saying anything. We just got him being up in a position of being cordial to Aaron, because he always act like he want to put his foot up his ass whenever he was in his presence. Like, that's not a thing. And the comparison of Zach and Fatima and Karen and Aaron, I say, you know, to me, it's no conversation because there is no comparison.
Ooh.
For me. To me. They're like, that's not even a conversation. I'm like, what are we comparing?
Period.
We were comparing apples and caca. That's what we're comparing. So no, it is no conversation. But it's wild. And didn't even say nothing. Like, okay, you so overjoyed, and I get it. You're excited to see that your best friend is engaged, and you want to know everything. But you have her there for a reason. And it goes to show, Andy, baby, we can, Karen, baby, I'm so happy for you, and we gonna talk about that. But we gotta get down to the business first. I mean, we gotta do that. But you know, it's Andy. But I understood a little bit.
They're asking in the chat, because you brought up, I think you were alluding to this point, but Fatima is so hell bent on never wanting Hayden back and not being pleased by him in that one little encounter, but yet there's a documented history now of her also not wanting no other woman to be with him. They were talking about that in the chat. Do you think that secretly Fatima wants Hayden?
That's the thing. I don't know if she wants Hayden, more so it goes back to, like I said about Miss Lisa, the desire to be desired by him. Like, so, because some people can have that. You can have the person that you love, and you can be pregnant, you can be engaged, you can have all of that, and you still want to be desirable to someone who has always found you desirable. Because when I think about how we were introduced to Hayden, he was doing a favor for Fatima because their mothers are friends. They've known each other. I don't think at the time we knew of their sexual history at the time. I don't believe.
Yeah.
But it's like you could tell he had a crush on her, and she did promise, if you do this for me, if you help Andy, I'll go out to dinner with you. So she kind of used those things to get Hayden to do the things that she wanted him to do. So it may not be something where she actually wants Hayden, but maybe she subconsciously, you know, desires him to desire her and act that way. Because it's odd to me that any woman, because she was fine with Tamara when she was the one orchestrating it, but when Tamara was acting as if she was serious, then it was like, oh no, what you doing?
Not that much. I ain't tell you to do that. And that it makes you wonder. Like, I don't really spend enough time thinking about it, or any time thinking about it, but now that I am, it makes me wonder. And whether I can say that she secretly wants him or not, I don't necessarily know. But now it takes me to another place within the conversation of like, maybe you should have chosen him. Because if I was to put Zach and Hayden up against one another, if you was going to deal with problematic, I would have dealt with problematic with a steady ass paycheck and some upward mobility. I would have dealt with a problematic that could have been coached out of his stupid ass patriarchal ass ideals. Hayden gives the black man who desperately wants a black woman to choose him and to honor him, but because he hasn't actually gotten that, he lashes the hell out. So what that
Mm-hmm.
would take is being given something that maybe he's not actually ready for, but you know that he's not ready for, and you walk him through what this looks like so that he can show up how it is. And you're already doing that with Zach anyway, with less
Facts.
reward. You would have less trips to the goddamn jailhouse. You would have to pay less bail. You would have less baby mamas popping out of goddamn nowhere. You wouldn't be doing damn DNA tests. You quite literally would have only had the task of helping this nigga get through his problematic ass mindset. But no,
Mm-hmm.
you want to pick struggle for real and take your ass to the projects to pick up Zach.
That's a fact.
Y'all think that
That is
Fatima should have chose Hayden? Let me know in the chat.
cool. That's a hard ass.
Oh, I'm
That's a
really gonna
hard
piss him
ass.
off. I don't know if I
I
pissed
know.
him off that much
Oh
recently. Now
baby,
I'm gonna make him
he's so
mad.
funny. I haven't been on Twitter in a minute, but I know when I go over there and if I see somebody that talk about now they saying that Fatima killed Charles Kennedy, I'm a screenshot. I'm gonna do a screenshot because I know y'all was in here and y'all heard what my dog said. Because they don't never tag us, they'll never do that. They just be like, people saying that this was happening or this was going on. And I be peeping it, like and sometimes because I ain't gonna lie, the Karen Knights tickled the hell out of me.
I don't be on
That
there to
name
see.
tickles the hell out of me. The Karen Knights, talking about the Karen Knights. I said, baby, I love to see people up in an uproar because now the conversation is, oh, Karen must be the writer's favorite. It's evident that they favor her. It's evident. I said, baby, I ain't never seen so many people got their panties in a bunch because something is actually going well with this character.
And we can't even get a solid ass montage, but she the favorite. Y'all shut the hell up. DNC Greatness said exactly. I think subconsciously Fatima knows Hayden would have been a better choice and wishes she could go back, but her pride refused to allow her to admit it. Cha.
Hmm. That could be
Cha.
something.
I
I
love
can see it
that.
now. But Fatima don't want no damn hater. Let me tell y'all, baby, y'all faves gave it up to him. She
Ooh.
could use the excuse, I was drunk. No, the hell, you weren't that damn drunk. You wanted to have sex with him. And so we been there. And ain't even drunk. You just want something so badly and you do it. And then he's like, damn, it wasn't even all that. But let me tell you something. The people who I have deemed weren't all that, I don't act that way towards them. I don't care who you screwing.
Hello.
Trust and believe. I
And
just feel
and
like,
every now and
you right there.
then, every now and then, a not like that could be coachable, and Hayden does give coachable here.
And it,
Dom
you
Clip
coach me.
Entertainment says Hayden would have been safer for sure. They would have studied together. Oh my, you would have progressed in your career. Look at that. Janelle says I think that Fatima and Hayden would have been more interesting to watch. What you think?
That, oh. And you know what though? I will subscribe to that because I'm thinking about when we were first introduced to Hayden. This wasn't the Hayden that we were introduced to. Hayden was someone who was very pro woman. I want to make
Mm-hmm.
sure that you're safe. Even with Andy, when he was finding out like what Gary was doing, he was like, I just want to make sure you were safe. And he told Andy, we he said, we're friends. And Andy let it be known that we are not friends.
Yeah.
And it goes back to what you said. I think that he wants black women to accept him so badly. But it's almost really like a child because when he doesn't get it, then he starts saying stuff like off the wall stuff and things like
Mm-hmm.
that. But that's not what we were given in the beginning. I'm doing a favor. He showed up to Sabrina's house to help Andy. Then, you got this crazy ex. Guess what? You escape. I'm going to back my car in so he can't come and chase you. I'm concerned about you. I'm worried about you. The way that Hayden was moving definitely gave mature and
Mm-hmm.
definitely gave me that if he was to have been in a position where they connected Hayden with Fatima, I believe it definitely would have been a more interesting watch. Maybe not so much of the chaos and confusion, which
Right.
I wouldn't have had a problem with. But because the show kind of is cultivated in that culture, they
Yeah.
would probably would have never put Fatima with Hayden. But I believe that if he would have got with Fatima, she probably would have been the only married person on the show now.
Which to
Because I
me
think
is
he
what
was
they set
serious
her up
about
to
her.
be. The way that they had her enter the
Yeah.
show, she was more serious and like had a better head on her shoulders when it comes to men. So y'all might be actually cooking with this because it gives Hayden would have been a better choice for the
Mm-hmm.
character that they wanted Fatima to be, but y'all switched her to be this character because you wanted to capitalize off of the toxicity and the problematic mindsets of a certain subset within the audience, a ravenous subset within the audience. Damn, maybe Hayden would have been a better choice for real and not even just provocatively trying to talk shit to y'all.
Yeah. Virginia said, "You guys bring up great points, but chemistry wise, I don't think they would have been the strongest." You know what I think though? I think that uh Hayden and Fatima, I actually think the chemistry would have worked. I think because just for me personally, like when Fatima and Zach first got together, excuse me, I thought that Crystal and Deval had really great chemistry. But to me, I don't get those vibes anymore. Like I just feel like they're
Mm-hmm.
just a couple and
Yeah.
everybody know they together, but I don't get the crazy like fireworks or I don't get that anymore from them. I don't know if something shifted, something changed, but the dynamic on television for me, I don't get the same vibes that I got when they first started creating that for the two characters. But I think it really could have worked. It really
Yeah,
could have
I think
worked
it could have. I think now we're so
because
deep in
oh,
it.
go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go for it.
Because I think honestly, when he came over to help Andy at Sabrina's home, him and Andy even had a little vibe. Because I was like, are they
Mm-hmm.
trying to put them together? So I think if they would have went in that direction, I think that them as talent would have done whatever was necessary for that chemistry to take place. But I'm like, yeah, that could be something. It's something to think about.
They said, Ellie said, I'm sorry, Dom Clipman's the same and says now she's a forever fiance, but she's also a forever fiance by choice. That's the wildest part. She go to hell and high water. She
That's the
ready to
vibe.
bat for this man, but also she refuses to pick a day.
She ain't picked no date. Zach
The
may be getting
struggle
mad,
choice
baby.
is crazy. I think that it's a little bit hard to fathom now because we're 9 seasons in, y'all. But when you really take yourself back to the first 3 seasons, Hayden as an option for Fatima is not that wild of a thought. Did we hit everything, Allie?
I think we hit everything. I won't say we did. I think. Yeah, I think we hit everything.
Anything that we missed, y'all, let us know in the chat. DNC Greatness says Hayden slash Fatima would have been a real power couple as Fatima and their cultists believe Zach and Fatima to be. Heck, Hayden and Fatima still could be, maybe if Fatima was honest and Hayden was forgiven.
That shit been sailed.
If Hayden don't have a
They want to
problem being a
keep.
stepdaddy, listen, and and
But,
and Tyler get okay with pissing off the audience enough to give them a show worth watching again, hell,
oh, somebody said talk about the women group.
they didn't give us nothing.
They didn't really give anything, but I think the one thing that was most captivating to me was the sheer terror on their face when Dr. Cruz
Mm.
walked in.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like that, like it's like they're reliving
Yep.
the moment they had with even because Karen was like Andy, like you get the fear, like her whole countenance changed when she
Yeah.
saw that man,
Yep.
and like for me, all those women did a great job because just the look on their face when they saw
Yeah.
him and he did. Oh, I wanted to chop him in his darn throat. but just how much damage and hurt he's caused so many people. But I thought they did a great job with allowing their emotions to show
Effect.
on their
Yeah.
faces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was really, really dropped in and authentic of them. Regia says, what do you guys think they can do better for you guys to look at Zach and Fatima in a better space or better characters? What we've been saying for the last 5 seasons. Hold them accountable. If you're gonna put them into a circumstance and get them into something, don't just get them out. Let them work their way out. And sometimes that looks like you taking L's. It doesn't look like money falling out the sky. It doesn't look like random ass wire transfers that appear just in the nick of time. It doesn't look like you spending the whole season drawing on a whiteboard but wanting to be head of household. It doesn't look like you being pregnant and going to work every day and we ain't seeing no morning sickness, no struggles, no nothing while you under the stress of this damn investigation and your future husband playing around on this goofy ass whiteboard. It doesn't look like your future husband sitting with the next door neighbor that you didn't actually want to be there on her couch saying that he is trying hard not to out of you, but you claiming that y'all are so damn unbreakable and all of this stuff. They put them in all of these circumstances and then don't actually let the circumstances play out in a very authentic way. Zach and
Mm-hmm.
Fatima are not uninterested, uninspired, annoying ass characters because they don't have anything behind them. They are those characters, or I describe them as that now, because of the favoritism that they get. They have plenty of great storyline options that they
Yes.
never actually have to suffer any consequences because of. We about to watch them go into season 5 of Zatima. Is that season 5, Allie?
I, they still on the same season,
Oh
right?
yeah, they
It's
gotta
just
come
a
back for
break.
season 4. We about to watch them backspace
Yeah.
and delete Michael, and he gonna no longer be Zach's child anymore. Like that's the type of stuff that they keep doing on the Sisters universe specifically for this couple alone. They ain't gonna backspace and delete and make Forever alive. So why in the hell do we get to now? Oh, the DNA test was wrong.
Yeah.
After you spent
You
three
took the word.
seasons having him not actually be a father, but claiming that he is a father and could be an amazing father. That's the
Mm-hmm.
problem, Regia. And that's where people get like our commentary messed up. The things that's happening to them are very real things. Life be lifing for people. But the people that life be lifing for, we gotta take our licks, bro. There is no Sky Daddy ain't drop 100,000 in my account. I could use 100,000 right now. Right now. But that ain't get dropped in my account. I I could go down the list. Those are the things. I'm not gonna make it because I was gonna go to a very petty place. I don't want to do that. Not to you, Regia, but to
But
them characters specifically, and like run their whole
yeah,
facts down.
yeah. And I'm glad that Regina asked that question because I think it's where you said a lot of people do get our commentary. And Regina, I'm not saying that this is you because I know you listen to us and stuff like that. But a lot of people really do. I think when we begin to talk about Zach and Fatima, they only listen because they want to attack the things that we're saying. And I think the things that we're saying is extremely valid. I'm just saying let them experience something. And when you begin to talk about Michael, that was the first thought in my mind because on Zatima, Zach literally said, you know, maybe I should let him go be with his aunt. It ain't like I even know him like that. What the hell you mean you don't know him like that? You literally put Heather through hell, took her child only for you about to do this DNA test, and as you stated, it's gonna come back that maybe he's not. I'm gonna say he's not gonna be his child, so that what Fatima spoke in what season 4 or 5 of Sisters, so that she could be the only person to bear Zach's children. So for her to get that, and then you allow Karen to go through what she went through, it's just like my thing is stop giving them the get out of jail free card.
Yeah.
Let them experience stuff. Fatima and Chaz. Fatima was wrong,
Mm-hmm.
but you show up to my house, you crossed the line. Now he crossed the line. No other characters get that type of grace, and that'd be my thing. No other character gets that.
Yeah.
it be people in the comments, so I choose to ignore because we'll call Danny a hoe, Andy a hoe. I just feel like y'all say so many bad things about Zach and Fatima, but y'all ain't said nothing about the fact that we call Andy and Danny a hoe. But y'all want to, it's like stuff like that. I don't even respect. I try not to even respond because it's like, what are y'all talking about? Like, you're watching the same show that we're watching. Zach and Fatima get off on a lot of things. And some people are like, well, Zach was thrown in jail. He gets out the next day.
Mm-hmm.
He literally gets out of jail the next day. Now, don't get me wrong, there was a time I was tired of him getting put in jail. He finna get out. There is no accountability. When this whole thing with Andy and Fatima happened, it was so many people in my comments talking about, well, Fatima took accountability for that. She did not. Accountability is not saying I'm sorry and then doing the same thing again. And then doing the same thing again. That's not accountability.
And also, when
Well,
did she
Andy,
say
I
I'm
really,
sorry? Because I ain't heard an apology making Andy's way
to me, it wasn't a
yet.
genuine, oh, I'm sorry, Andy, I forgot. That's just something, to me, that's just protocol. Because you went and did the exact same thing. And then when you attempted to fix it, you're so gung ho with these contracts, you didn't even pull the right dates. But Karen loses a child, suffers through postpartum depression. She's going through all of this stuff, not bathing herself. You see the sheer pain of losing her baby. She literally coded. Karen just need to she just need to pop out of this. She need, excuse me, but let Fatima experience something like that. Well, y'all gotta understand, Fatima law, it would be totally different, and that's the thing that I don't like. So when I say stuff about Fatima, I'm like my things are very valid. When I was going in on Karen, when I was like, I don't understand, why she's doing what she's doing. I didn't have nobody saying, Allie, you going too hard on Karen. Was in full agreement. But the moment it's about the fate, and that's the thing, I don't even understand why she's so many people's
Me
favorite.
either.
And when I ask
Well,
that
actually, I
question, people
do.
can't.
Colorism.
I mean, yeah, yeah,
I do know why
but
she's
it's
your
like
favorite.
you never get like a clear response as far as the character alone. Why is Fatima's my favorite character? Because Fatima does,
Yeah,
or
yeah, yeah,
Fatima
yeah. They don't
is,
have no
or,
real
or,
solid
or you
reasons
don't
like we
have that. And
have.
it'd be, oh, she'll
Yeah.
ride or die. What the hell does that mean? You like her? What, be 16? She's a ride or die girl. Bye.
Yeah. And even in a more
So I just
constructive
want people.
example, right? Because like I have the petty
Mm-hmm.
examples because the favoritism goes crazy and it's deplorable. But I've always said that the favoritism. Good night, Vaughn. And hey,
Good night,
Nana,
boo.
welcome in. Um, the favoritism has done her a disservice because even if we go back to the storyline where Ian reappeared, right, with his cancer story and how hurt she was, and he made her get an abortion, we're now also watching her navigate and lie to Zach, tied to that very real
Mm-hmm.
storyline that she don't even have to be accountable to. And it's not that I'm saying punish her by any means because your choice is your choice, and I'm very much so pro-choice. Cool, but there's emotional weight there's emotional baggage there's so much to be told in reference to the story of a woman who makes that decision, didn't want to make that decision, felt coercion to that decision, and now does she wonder if she can even get pregnant again? Like, there was so many things that they could have did tied to this pregnancy, tied to that specific trauma, and then also Zach's jealousy and control, and their whole relationship situation being out of control with all the crazy ass things that he was getting them into. And meanwhile they just have her moving around like she's laying on the goddamn beach under a cabana, like life is pretty much good. Like, aside from her saying I'm stressed, she's always well put together. She never looks sleep deprived. She never looks nothing like anything is ever wrong with her. Meanwhile, Karen be looking like she was rolled hard and hung up wet because it tracks for what the hell she was going
Yes.
through. But
Yes.
Fatima, we don't get that, and that's the stuff that turns you off from the character. That's the stuff that's like, girl, I can't even rock with you because this doesn't make no fucking sense.
Yeah. That's how I feel.
And Regia, you asked the question about Andy and her mom. We answered that one, boo. I saw it earlier, and we talked about that. If we felt like, well, we kind of went into like what it was for Andy's mom. Um, but her question was, uh, do we feel like this is because of how Andy's mom is. Wait, let me pull it up again. Oh, you took it back. Sorry, that's why I can't see it. Because I thought that we answered that. I think that Andy and her mama are navigating in life considering each other. So yeah, she could be making some terrible decisions tied to men because of the mother that she has, for sure. Anything else, y'all? Yeah. Zach is always quick to throw in the towel when things don't fall into his lap. When the situation I'm currently in, I wish money just fell out the sky for me. Hello? Erica's about to get off of this live and get active with her paid off ass car. We are changing brakes. We are changing the serpentine belt. I'm about to check tire rods and sway bars. I just spent the last 4 days studying everything that there is to know around my car here so that I could save me some thousands of dollars. I wish, hell, it don't even have to be $100,000. Wow. I wish $4,000 found its way into my goddamn account, but it don't work that way most of the time. And yet and still they keep showing that it works that way for Zach. Even with the Gary thing, now that they've explained away, like, oh, Gary gave him his money back. I get that's a part of Gary's redemption journey, but also there's still a consequence there. You already gave him money. That money should have been lost because you in addition to giving him the money initially, let him get off scot-free with the SEC, you also have him go through a whole journey to where Preston steps in to save his ass. So now this money that you lost, he done already made up on the other end, and you came back and gave him additional money, and we have watched him do nothing for the last 4 seasons, 2 each of each show. No. And then on top of that, the part that I just will probably never get over when it comes to Zachary Taylor is that they don't require this man to grow. Everybody, he can whoop their ass. Everybody, he's smarter than me while he don't read. Everybody is jealous of his girl and jealous of his life and jealous of his 1-bedroom ass duplex. No. The more that you progress in life, especially if you come from one place and you come from nothing and then you have something, it exposes you to different things. You're living in a different neighborhood. You're no longer in the projects. You now have to learn how to not live in the projects. You are now a business owner. That is a completely different mindset as an entrepreneur than it is as a regular ass person. We don't get to watch him do none of those things because he never pushed to change. He's never pushed to grow. That's not how this works. As you age, as you progress in life, as you put yourself out there and you try different things and you do this and you do that, life pushes back. And it pushes back in a way that shifts you. You have to make decisions. Zach does not ever have to choose to abandon any of his worst traits. And he's consistently rewarded for being a terrible man. I ain't letting it go. He gonna have to grow.
And it rhymes.
Period.
Yes.
Jack did show up in this episode. He met with his daddy, and ain't nobody gonna tell me that the man is not his daddy. I don't give a damn. That's his daddy.
No.
Why that man lying to him, Ellie?
Because the guilt, it's too much guilt. Now all of a sudden, the daddy in Canada, the crackhead is in Canada. I said, I'm done. I'm so done. I have nothing. That's what he came up with. I said, yeah, that's crackhead behavior. That's a crackhead ass story. Y'all, on that note,
in Canada goes crazy.
It's a crackhead. Yeah, I got a doctor's appointment early in the morning. Yeah, so I got to go get some sleep. But I'm gonna leave off with that.
We're gonna leave off with the crackheads in Canada, y'all. We have been on here for quite a while, Ellie. I'm so sorry, girl. Look out for our breakdowns, and then that will go into how we feel about Zach and this man that's claiming to be his daddy best friend, which I feel like is actually his damn daddy.
Yes.
Anything you want to shout out before you get out of here, Allie? Oh my god.
Shout out to everybody who, stayed on live with us tonight, listen to it. Everybody who, y'all go to my stories, because I started this thing where I've been doing songs and writing songs for like stylists, nail techs, barbers, like giving them little specialized, customized songs they put on their stories and stuff like that. So I got a few on my channel in the shorts part. You can listen to them, and if you got a business, you want a specialized song for you, hit me up. We can get some things going, popping. But yeah, and thank you guys for always supporting and commenting, sharing, all that good stuff.
Yes. Thank y'all for a wonderful, wonderful conversation tonight. Allie, shout out to you.
Yes,
We took something,
you too,
made
girl.
we made something out of nothing.
Yeah,
It was very much
yeah.
so given. Y'all go over to Allie's
Mm.
channel at Allie Nick Official, hit that subscribe button, and we will see y'all in the next one.
Yes, yes. Good night, y'all.
Girl, I did not even realize 2 hours and 30 minutes. Shout out to
But
you.
we had a good talk though. We had a good.